right, guys, you know what time it is. It is time for the one, the only SpaceBro show. That's right, the greatest Star Citizen talk show in the entire verse on Friday nights at 10 p.m. CST-ish. We're going to get started here in just a minute, guys. I want you to help me definitely welcome our guest tonight. We're going to be having with us not only the amazing, the immaculate TexasSkulls. I forgot which button was which, so that's why I just guessed who it was. There he is. Hey! Yeah. Also with us in general and in body and spirits is Mr. Toy Grubbin. He's here. He's ready to party. He's ready to do the thing. And we're going to get right into it right now, because that's just the way we're going to do it. All right. Let me move this panel over because it's like blinding me. How are you guys doing tonight? We're going to go ahead and see what you guys have been up to, if I can unmute the Discord properly. There we go.
Hello.
There they are. Hey, guys. What's up?
Hi.
Hey.
How are you?
I am doing well. Thank you, Texas, for being on this evening.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, and Toy, thank you for helping me slap together the document in the last 5 minutes because it was kind of all over in shreds, so Toy definitely came through on that.
I think we're going to start a new thing.
A new thing?
Star Citizen 24, and I just need to do this earlier and put it up there.
There you go. We'll just start it early, and get it all there. And then the timer broke on the countdown for the show like twice, and I was trying to patch it, and I was like, fuck it. They know we're coming on. It's all good. So Texas, what have you been up to, brother? What's been going on? Tell us what you've been doing. All that jazz. Tell us what you've been doing.
Well, I've been drowning in my sorrows that 3.0 is being delayed and delayed and delayed. And I've been doing some bot dev streams the last couple of days, actually. Just trying something new, doing a little creative Twitch programming and stuff.
There you go.
For the most part, man, just the same old, streaming some Star Citizen and some other games, a little bit of Battlegrounds and whatnot here and there.
Cool deal.
So,
yeah, I caught the tail end of your bot dev stream. I was like, holy crap, what's he doing? He's making a bot. That's awesome. So, pretty cool stuff.
I'm trying, at least. I'm trying.
Yeah,
so,
definitely.
See how it goes.
Hey, effort.
We will see.
Put the effort for it. It's the best part
I'm
of it.
trying, man. Yeah.
There you go. Toy, what have you been up to, brother, besides like trying to hold the show together for me when I'm not getting my work done?
Well, I'm spending every waking moment in Conan building our base up. We're using all our reserves, building a base just in case they decided to wipe. We wouldn't say, hey, we saved all that crap. I never used it.
There we go. There you go.
Because climbing will be out next week, hopefully.
I was going to say, they had a stream today that was showing the climbing aspect of that. Now,
Yep.
So I was wondering, does having a longer dong in Conan help you in any way with climbing? Is there? I'm just curious.
I don't know. The more gear you wear, the less stamina you have.
So heavier dongs can make you fall off the rock, maybe. So that would.
Yep.
Man, maybe
that's kind of true.
Yeah, maybe Twerk was onto something there with the Tiny Dick crew. I don't know. We'll have to see what happened there.
Oh, Twerk.
Oh, Twerk. Gotta love it.
I still got a bone to pick with Twerk, but I mean that's
a whole nother thing, huh?
He thinks that Pachinki belongs to him. I mean, it's absurd. It is.
Wrong. Everybody knows that Jay Lee's house is right outside of the thing, so it really belongs to Jay Lee. He has the manor overlooking it with the nice broken down steel shed. So
he does, and the church is mine, otherwise dubbed the Alamo. So stay out of my fucking church.
There you go. There you go. I'm more of a Yaz guy myself. I like the apartments in Yaz. That's kind of my wheelhouse.
It's a nice place.
It is.
I can see myself one day settling down in Yasnaya.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Pachinki's more of the run and tear quick matches for me, because for some reason we always go there with Jay Lee and we never make it past the church. We go to the church and we come down the hill. It's like the curse of Jay Lee. We're going to get team wiped every time. But for some reason, when I'm not with Jay Lee, I tend to survive. I don't know what it is.
No, not to say anything.
No,
right?
not to say anything directly, but when we go to Jay Lee's house with Jay Lee, something goes wrong there every time. I don't understand it.
I'd love to play PUBG, but my friend Crazy never invites me to play. He gets on every single day, immediately jumps in a match with somebody else and doesn't invite me. So
Yeah, and Phantom, he's too busy with
Really?
Star Trek Bridge Crew lately, so he can't
That
PUBG
game is
it.
awesome.
So I wish I had a VR
Makes
to
fun
play
of
that.
you.
It looks really fun. It looks
That
So,
does
so
look
Jay
awesome.
Lee talks crap though, real quick, and he says, "TexasSkulls, you got that Air Force suppressive fire." What he's trying to say is that I can't hit anything. I can put a lot of bullets downrange. Jay Lee, you got potato aim yourself, bud. I'm just saying. On record, Jay
Yeah.
Lee, potato confirmed.
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to actually do a stream with Eden Star, Jay Lee, and Nix and see who screams louder when they get shot, like surprised with a shotgun, because I think Jay Lee might beat the two girls. In that
Just
regard.
lower your Discord, bud.
So-
Lower your Discord. Lower your audio.
Your ears bleed a little bit. All right, but enough of that. We have a lot of stuff to go over tonight. There's a ton of eye candy and beautiful things that were occurring over in Star Citizen. It was really good stuff. And even though Aaron may have been on hiatus, they did not disappoint over there in the UK. So we're going to jump right into this right away and go through some of these beautiful, sensual videos here we have that are just absolutely amazing. Starting out with the inner thought system here on this little gem. This was just showing, and this is where I'd just like to say real quick before I get your guys' opinion. I recently, thanks to Infrared Mike, he hooked me up with a Track IR to test out. And I was like, this is pretty cool in the ships. I got out of the ships, and I don't have it calibrated for FPS, obviously, because it was all wonky for me. But I could see that being amazing with this type of interface. Because, I mean, it's with the inner thought system in this, I don't have to do the free look. I can keep my hands on the controls, whether you're doing keyboard or mouse or joysticks, and just a simple head motion would give me some more options to look at. If you can use like that in combination with like a mouse wheel to select like which drop down or something like that, or just kind of look around, that's going to be so amazing. And I cannot wait to test the Track IR in tangent with this system, because it looks like it's going to be really fucking good. So,
100% agree.
You know, I want all three because you got to throw voice attack in there too.
yeah,
So
Voice
attack.
voice attack's going to be cool, especially for manipulating shields and stuff. I think the culmination of the systems gives you tons of options and stuff, and some people are going to choose one or just the other or neither, but I think there's so many options for this being an alpha state. I'm just like, holy shit. So, I don't know. What do you think about this, Texas? What were you thinking when you were we were looking at how they've developed the inner thought system up to the state of where it is right now?
First off, I love the inner thought system. I think it's great. God, I mean, you know, you're gonna have a whole generation of Star Citizen players that never had to deal with the use prompt, and they're gonna have no idea about the horrors that we went through. I mean, they're gonna have none. So
Yeah.
I love what the inner thought system is supposed to become. You know, obviously it's still a little wonky today, but when they get this thing down, it's gonna be awesome. And I think something like Track IR just jives with it so much, because you're exactly right. You're flying, you got your hands still on your joysticks, right? I'm not going to do the motion because I don't want another gif made of me looking like I'm, you know, just doing I'm just going to say that my hands are on a joystick.
Yeah.
I use my face to look and then control what I need to. I think they go so well together, and I think it's going to be awesome, and it's a whole new evolution of control of your ship. Couple that with voice attack, and I'm a happy fucking camper, dude.
Absolutely.
So I'm excited. I really am.
Yeah, speaking of voice attack, one of the things that I even talked to Noobifire about regarding voice attack that I'm excited about is when we get up to the bigger multi-crew ships and we have NPCs and stuff. I want to see voice attack implement that whole like enterprise type computer system, you know, where I can sit there and say, you know, hail engine in, hail over there. And it's like voice attack could do all that for you. And get kind of break down commands and stuff to your NPCs and stuff where you don't have to go through all that. And I'm just like, that's going to be super fucking cool. So
that'd be pretty neat.
It would be.
I think so. Dude, what if they did that in Spectrum? What if Spectrum was like that?
Oh my god, that would be.
Yeah.
I mean, hang on, guys. Turbulent. You got a lot of work ahead of you. Focus on that first.
Yeah, get that stuff
worry about
knocked
this
out.
later.
Get that stuff knocked out for sure. All right. The next bit here we got is the It's the whole hint system. Now, it's at first I was like, oh, they got a new UI or they got a new little interface down here. When you come in the comm, you can see the readout on it. And I was like, oh, wait a minute. And I rewatched this. When I watched it the second time, I really started to appreciate it a little bit more. So it's giving you hints based on the actions and stuff. So that way, as opposed to recreating a new player tutorial, which we know the last one was atrocious. Whenever you hit the ceiling, here, go through this little hole. I know you've never flown a ship before, guy, but go through this tiny hole in the roof and try to get out and try to do this thing. It's like, yeah, that was probably a bad way to go with it.
Yeah.
But this is just enough for right now anyway. I think this is perfect. It just gives you the tool tips, gives you a little bit of hints. So if you get thrown in the verse and you don't have like 50 billion streamers to tell you what the hell you're supposed to be doing, you can at least get some heads up just from the game, giving you some tips, giving you some like tool tips as you hover over items and those type of things. I think this is just right for where we're at with the alpha.
As long as you could shut it off. Sorry. Go ahead.
No. Please, Toy first.
I was just going to say, you know, as long as there's an option to turn it off after a little while, and that thing just doesn't keep popping up all the damn time. So I'd use it for a day or two, and then after that, you know, all right, enough of that.
Yeah, absolutely. You're dead right. It needs to be able to be turned off. I mean, it's already crazy to think that we're having to talk about in a pre-alpha game coming up with a new player experience, right?
Yeah.
Like I'm playing Crowfall lately. I think you jumped in for a little bit, Mitauchi, or at least looked at it.
I've looked at it heavily, and I'm on the cuffs of it. I did back Ashes of Creation, which is the other one like that. And Hulk's been desperately trying to get me into Crowfall. I'm on the fence on it, so I might have to come watch you.
You want to play? You let me know, because I play now all the time.
Okay.
But that one doesn't hold your hand at all, and they're not even going to consider this. So it's just already crazy and absurd that Star Citizen is doing this, but because it's so big and reaches such a wide audience, it needs to. And I like that. You know, all right, you're standing around in Port Olisar for 2 minutes and haven't done anything. All of a sudden it says, hey, go downstairs to the ship terminal, go spawn a ship that way. Like, just these little hints. Not a tutorial, just these little hints. I think it's perfect. And I think it's a lightweight solution that gets the job done for now versus a full-blown tutorial with a game.
And it doesn't take away from the aesthetics of the game. You still appreciate all the ambience, all the other stuff. And I think they will have the ability to shut it on and off. Because, I mean, most ones, they only last so long. And maybe you just turn tooltips on or off with checkbox in the interface in the UI or something on the options menu. That would be easy enough there. So maybe, hey, I don't need help with this initial part, but if you want to if you're in a new ship maybe or something, it opens the opportunity for them to attach tooltips to the panels on a ship that you've never run. Or if you've always been the gunner and they have you come down and be a comm officer, maybe you enable them so you know what the buttons do on the comm and it gives you a little hover tooltips. I'd love that. I think that in place of a tutorial would be preferred to me, to be honest, because the tutorials take a lot of resources and time to make, and they're never perfect, and nobody's ever happy with them. I think Star Citizen should be something that's like a little harder core. They kind of drop you in, and you kind of figure out on your own feet, and you get some tips on how to use the interfaces, and you just go from there and create your own adventure. And I think that's really the way to go with it. Yeah, I like that idea a lot.
What's nice about the way they're doing it here, too, is they can use a little module system. They can say, okay, at this point, Q, go, and it's not something that, even if they went and changed all of Port Olisar, they'd have to go back and redo. It's just at a certain point, that's when it queues off. So they could change the whole game around, and that system would be still working.
And you wouldn't have to do a lot. They just attach tooltips to different actions. Like you can see in the beginning there, it says, when sprinting, watch your O2 level because you could, your stamina is tied to that and you could black out. And it's probably just because the guy hit shift and started running. So that way it's initial reaction of most FPS players to run out and just immediately start going. That's what I do and be like, whoa, 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 whoa. Well, I passed out.
Although, hang on. There's one, I think, unintended consequence that CIG is not considering. And that's just the pure lull factor of the first time that a newbie to Star Citizen goes and tries to immediately exit the airlock in their civvies.
Oh, wow.
And just dies. Like,
it'll happen anyway.
You can't do away with that.
I'm telling you, it'll happen anyway. And what else will happen, Texas, in my opinion, is not only we'll have video of it, and it'll show the tooltip that they should have read, and they just didn't read it anyway, and they ran out in the airlock and be like, dude, it says right on the bottom, don't do this, you will die. And you're just like, hey.
Okay, fair enough.
So,
fair enough.
But
because I just what I want to do is like during the next big free fly weekend after 3.0, I'm just gonna join a server. I'm gonna stand at Port Olisar, and I'm just gonna stand at that door, and I'm just gonna watch. I'm just gonna stay in the airlock.
There you go.
And just watch as one guy runs in, drops dead. Another guy runs in, drops dead.
Yep.
Just over and over and over again, and then I'm gonna enjoy it for hours.
Absolutely.
Is that sadistic? Nah.
It could make for a great screensaver. I'd love that on the background. I just video loop it for 10, 20 minutes, and just
Fair enough. Yeah.
Yeah, just screensaver back there.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Optimized spawning, we're going to mention it. We don't have any video for it because it's just a guy laying in bed, guys. But they've optimized the spawns. They've changed some of the flow graphs, so that way it's supposed to provide, since there's so many places you're going to be able to spawn moving forward as they continue to build not only the system out, but the entire universe. They've found a way to really mitigate a lot of that, because apparently that was causing an issue previously. People would die, they'd have residual information still in the server, and a lot of us experienced that where after so many people died in some of the versions before 2.6, I think it was 2.3 or even before that, before 2.6, you die, it'd fill up the memory, and then everything would dump out and that server would go bad. You'd have to get a new server, and it's old news, but apparently it's still a lingering thing, but they've optimized a lot of that, so we shouldn't have to deal with it. The next piece is where the sexy time starts to happen, and I am so happy about what they're doing with the Mobi glass and stuff. And even though this part right here is just a mission manager, it looks so good. It looks so fucking good. They've shrunk up the Mobi glass to where it's more of a watch or a band right there, but you still have all the button interface down it that's all a hologram over it. And then the mission manager lets you see the full preference of missions. It's not this total flat, pasty, pale looking UI like what we have now when we hit F1. You actually get a little bit more integration. You can see the primary objectives, secondary objectives and missions, the payout. Do you want to accept? I love this. This is what you want to see in a mission control system where you actually want to be able to get in and dive into it. So I'm super excited.
It's a lot better of a UI. It's UI version 2.
Yeah.
Did you mention that it was smaller too? I didn't catch
Yeah,
that.
the band on it and everything's a smaller interface. Yeah, so. It's way smaller because it used to come all the way up your arm. But they did the really intelligent thing of just making those buttons that go up your arm a hologram extension of it, so you can still interface with it, but it doesn't take up that much space. So that's really cool. You got notification buttons, all that stuff, and we'll have more images of the interface there. This is just the mission manager portion of it, but I'm loving the look of this. I am interested to see what this looks like in a bright area, right? Because they're showing it in a very dark lit area where it's nice and pretty. If I'm out on a planet and it's shiny,
it'd be
is this
cool
going to show up okay or not?
Yeah, it'd be really cool if they could actually change the sort of color, hue, saturation, whatever of your Mobi glass based on what's in front of you. Yeah. So, maybe it switches to a pure white interface if you're on a, space background or this or that. I think that'd be pretty cool. I don't know.
It would be. Or some sort of shading somehow behind it too. Like if you're out on a desert planet where it's shaded so it still pops and you can still see it. So I know they talked about, I think we discussed this when they showed the still images of the UI when they were doing some of the concepts of it back during the big guns of the UEE videos that we saw with the big carriers and all that stuff. They had a mock-up of what they wanted to do with this interface at that point, and it looks entirely different now than then. But that was one of the things they were talking about. You could maybe shift colors, you could do all this stuff. I don't know if they're still planning on putting that in, but I 100% support that idea because I think that'd be so cool to even go through an open area like in a peaceful zone, like on a planet, and you see everybody looking at their UIs, and they're all different, right? Like some got pink ones, some got blue. Everybody can kind of personalize their own thing, and you can see like, oh, look at that, and it kind of create this nice variety type look to everybody doing buy, selling, trading, checking their logs, and all that stuff. So
yeah, I feel like that's not too difficult once they kind of get things more settled, and then I think then that's a much easier task.
You think in the scope of what they're doing, it wouldn't be, right? Because I mean, they're doing such amazing things. It's like, oh, sure, we'll adjust that. But yeah.
Yeah.
You never know.
Nope. Yeah, you never know. It is development after all, right? And
absolutely. Something we think is really easy is like, oh, you understand, tears a hole in the universe if you do that. On their end, it's like, what? So, absolutely. Let's see here. So the next piece we got was we're going to talk about character locomotion, which, is, I think it's important. They'll show here the initial wave you'll see as it cycles back through. If you look at the before shots, it looks a little bit clunky, like the character's trying to orient himself, and it's just a little bit jagged. It's really not bad, though. I mean, honestly, it's a little clunky there, but it's not bad for alpha. That's kind of what we expect to see. They're like, we're not happy with that shit.
Yeah.
This is the way it needs to look like now, even in alpha. And you see how much smoother, because they've developed a smoothing tech. It's like, are you serious? But that's
what I worry about?
Yeah.
Fidelity.
What I worry about is when there's like 3 or 4 people running in that hallway, how they're going to react with each other.
Yeah.
That's the big thing for me.
Well, and I think that goes to the reaction states, like what we're going to see here in a minute too, right? Because I think that's AI's understanding the present. We talked a little bit last week about that, where they have a reactive state on the AI based on not only environmental impacts, like if something's getting destroyed, but on different characters crossing their path, all that influencing type tech. And we saw that more in a spreadsheet format, but they're talking now about it in a format where it's actually showing how they actually deal with stuff. And we'll get to those here in a couple more scenes. We got a lot of stuff to go through.
Yeah. Well, I think this is kind of an extension, or at least very related to, what was it, a couple ATVs ago, where they talked about that like matrix of movement where they're turning, and then they use this like matrix to figure out, all right, how fast are they turning? So it kind of changed all the animations. I can't remember what it was, but they showed that if you're walking, you can turn at this speed and use this animation.
Yeah, and that's where they didn't have the multitude of characters doing that, and they were showing the groups like doing pivots and doing all that stuff. And
Yep.
Absolutely.
And I think this is kind of an extension of that now.
Absolutely. This, just real quick, even though it's a very small clip, I had to add it in there because it shows planetary surfaces, and they're just showing the diffuse direction, how the sun is reflecting or refracting off the surface of the planet in different areas. So the original model, like they show there, you'll see dark blotchy areas where it's like, to do that stuff. But what they've been able to reduce and diffuse certain areas now to just give you a better planetary surface where it's not so spotty. It kind of looks a little more natural with cloud cover and everything else that would come in.
Amazing looking.
Yeah.
Just amazing.
It is.
So
when you imagine that is all being lit from an actual sun in an actual universe.
And the fact that the distance, the LOD of the planet surface, like you can see, it looks real. I mean, if you look back there at the mountains and the hills that are in that distance, it makes me feel like kind of whenever you drive through Kansas from like where I live in Kansas City. And when you first start getting near Colorado, you start to see the silhouette of the mountains and stuff. And it's like you can't even see it. It's just barely there. And as you get closer and closer, it comes into full form and all that. And to think that that's not a background, you can ride your bike over there. You can take your Dragonfly over to that. That blows your mind.
Just stop.
I know.
I want to do it now.
I know. It's so good, though. It's so good.
It is.
It was funny. Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, you go ahead.
I was going to say, I went over and I was telling Toy about this last night. We hosted Burke Black, another great streamer, guys. If you ever get the opportunity to watch him, he's really good, very popular. He does the full pirate theme thing. We hosted him, and we were talking. I was just talking to his chat a little bit about Star City. He's like, "Oh yeah, how's that going?" He's excited for 3.0 too. So we're gonna have a whole bunch of family people from Twitch come over here into Star Citizen as this drops. And he's like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna be able to still go down to the planets and do all that stuff, right?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna get 3 moons. You're gonna go on there." He's like, "I'm on it." And just to see how excited everyone else that's not even here every day with Star Citizen, it's really hype. It's really, we're gonna have huge amount of people checking this stuff out. It's like people don't even realize the amount of people that'll be here doing this.
The landscape of things between just Star Citizen in general, Twitch and YouTube, just literally everything.
Our family's about to get a lot bigger. I'll just put it that way.
Yeah. Yeah. Things are gonna change.
They are, for sure.
Shit. I need.
Oh.
So no, what I was going to add is what I want to see, and I keep mentioning this every ATV, and
Sorry.
hopefully one of these times these CIG guys are listening and they'll actually do it. I want to see some time lapse of the day-night cycles actually go by on the planet, and I can't wait till these planets actually start orbiting the way they're supposed to be really orbiting. So that's going to be just crazy.
I'm pretty excited for it.
It's going to be pretty cool. Pretty cool stuff.
My one big disappointment. Go ahead, please.
I was just going to add. Can you imagine? So you go to you find a derelict ship on a planet, right? And you find it at daytime. And you go in and you're checking it out and everything else. And you come outside and it's nighttime because the sun had gone by.
Yeah, it's going to be cool.
It's going to be fun. It's going to be awesome, and it's going to be immersive. And I truly say that it's going to be one of the most immersive, I think, experiences in video gaming, period. And I think you're going to get lost in the game, just in how beautiful the scenery and again, walking inside, like you said, daytime, walking outside, it's nighttime. Just, I think we're going to get lost in it. I think it's
and I had a conversation with Source, like during the Redacted podcast that they had me temp host on. Basically, one of the things I said is like, I'm not going to get tired of this content. Some people might come in, and we're going to get some of these big streamers in and some of their groups. They're going to come in, check out 3.0, play with it maybe for a few weeks, a month, and they're going to go away. But I'm not going to get tired of it. I built my stream off of doing some giveaways and shooting people in the face in Korea for 6 months. So I think that having this amount of content and this body of work to do stuff is going to be amazing. I mean, I can't wait to see them just as they bump up player counts and we have all this area to operate with new missions and everything. Think about, we'll have so much bigger things to do than just like capture the Starfarer where we just simulate 4 or 5 guys trying to jump on there. You're going to have, hey, why don't you bring 3 Starfarers and 3 Connies, and I'll bring my 2 Connies and this, and we'll have like an actual fleet battle type stuff. Just the beginnings of that are super exciting. Super exciting.
I think, I watch Dan Giesling's YouTube videos all the time. I thoroughly enjoy those. And sitting back and I was watching like a channel update and he said it perfectly. He's like, some days he puts out a Star Citizen video every day. I think it's 5 days a week, if not 7. But he's like, I'm just running out of things. He's like, man, it just gets tough and tiring sometimes because we don't have that much to do. And as a content creator, Mitauchi and myself sitting here and streaming day in, day out, doing a lot of Star Citizen, it gets rough to keep it kind of fresh after a while. And I think 3.0 is going to give us that huge, much needed push.
Oh, absolutely.
The tools to become much more creative and not run out of things to do. So, and I think it's going to be a big boon.
I think the biggest thing that's made it easy to continue to create content for Star Citizen is the speed of it, the flow of it, and the fact that we're always having new content creators come in and out. Like I've seen when you started doing it and everybody else started doing it too, and it's been great to have new personalities, because really the only variable we've had to change up and flying around in the verse at this point is the people, right? You get the people involved and you fly with them, you interact with them. The community's so great. That keeps it fresh and keeps us energized to keep doing it, because the community's so awesome. So awesome. It does. Star Citizen. All right. Real quick, we got the Gemini L86 and the Arrowhead here. It's just kind of cycling through those. I'm pretty hyped for this because as much as everybody really likes the laser rifles, I like the bullets. And to have a ballistic pistol and ballistic actual sniper rifle, I can't wait. I'm using my PUBG skills. Do that thing.
I'm using mine too. Definitely.
So
Star Marine skills right here. Yeah, I suck.
Yeah. Well, Star Marine, I mean, for better or for worse, Star Marine's about to have a huge change. So that's gonna be something we just have to kind of go over. I'm gonna miss the old model of Star Marine. I am gonna be one of those guys. But I am very much gonna welcome takedowns. So.
Oh God, I know. It's gonna be
so
great.
good. So satisfied. That guy that just owned you the last 3 times, you come up, you just stick it to him.
Right there.
It's so good.
You know, it just, man, I like when they first removed melee, I was so beat up, and I'd run up to people and just spam the melee key, and I'm like,
Yeah.
why isn't this happening?
I still do it. I still find myself, I get close quarters, run through a mag, heal myself, and I'll be trying to melee, and they'll hot drop a pistol out and like kill me. I'm like, no, I just want to rifle butt you so hard. It's so bad. But these look really
as long
good.
as these look awesome, but remember, they want people to be hard to kill, and this doesn't look like it makes people hard to kill.
I don't know. It's gonna be one of those things where here's the positive and negative in this. I don't know if there's a counter yet, because I remember when they were first talking about this, there'd be a counter, and that scares me more than just having this. I don't want it to be Battlefield, what was it, Battlefield 3 or whatever, to where every type of melee you could counter it, and if you just mash a button, they'd try to stab you, you grab the knife and stab them, and you'd both die to gunfire. Because it was just like, you're in this like hand-to-hand, like, oh, what's up? And then somebody else just shoots you both. It's like, I don't know.
I think what they wanted to do, I think they want to be immersive about it, right?
Yeah.
Or somewhat realistic without, just completely violating fun. But if you come up behind somebody and they have no clue that you're there, and
you should be able to kill them.
They're gonna die.
Yeah,
like that's a fact.
Yeah.
But if you sprint straight at somebody that's looking at you, and just run with a knife, and they have no way to counter that, it's just if you get close enough, you all of a sudden go into the animation of killing them. Then that's kind of bullshit, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So I think they almost need a counter. But I guess it's all gonna come down to the implementation of the counter, right? Like,
unless it's locked to approach too. We don't know yet, but maybe because he comes from the back and he comes from the side, we don't see a forward type thing. So maybe only, like you said, if they don't have situational awareness and they're not facing you, maybe that's the only way this works. That'd be interesting.
So, which is fine. Like at that point, yeah. I mean, if they don't know you're there and they're not facing you to face that threat, they deserve to die. They should.
Yep.
Like,
so you sit in a corner at the bar, right?
Sit in a corner with your back to the wall.
Yeah, exactly.
I see you out there. So
you'll notice Miles Eckhart. He's always sitting in the corner.
Yeah, he's always in the corner of the bar.
No, I'm joking.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So
we'll see how they implement it. It's going to be interesting to see. And
they have a lot more than that they've been playing with we've seen some of the motion caps where they're doing the kicks and all the other stuff. So we'll see where they go with this. It's going to be interesting for sure.
You know what I want to know, Mitauchi?
What's that?
Is what is the counter to the sandworm? So if the sandworm comes and tries to eat you, can I grab my rifle?
I think a very large magnifying glass.
Well, I'm thinking like Star Wars here, right? What is the beast under Jabba's palace? And he sticks a stick in the guy's mouth, right? Can I take my rifle and do that to the sandworm to prevent myself?
That's a pretty big freaking mouth. I don't know.
Hey.
Yeah.
I mean,
size 9 rifle, right? You're dragging around with you.
Yeah.
There you go. See, so can I stick the rifle?
Maybe so. I mean, also we turn this into Final Fantasy where the weapons are 4 feet bigger than the people are. So I don't know. It could happen.
Yeah.
Could happen.
Or Battlegrounds where the AK is literally like giant sized.
Yeah.
On the loading screen.
Yeah, the world's largest ones. Speaking of which, that's another thing I got to talk to you about after the show, because I know you are an avid gun collector, and I know Toy has a preference of weapons as well, and I used to be, so we should actually talk about guns after the show. No homo, just saying we should talk about our guns. So,
dude, talking about guns is always a good thing to do.
Absolutely.
Always a good idea.
Absolutely.
Let's talk.
All right, now this is kind of exciting to me. Some people might think it's a little lame. This is the patrol and reaction tests for like how characters, when they hear you do the visual or sound, how they're going to kind of react to AI and stuff like that. So they're testing that on both the Marine and the pirate side of things. And it looks pretty good. It looks like they scan the horizon, all this stuff. And part of me is like super excited. The other part of me goes, I know the AI is not going to be dumb, because Tony Z will not let us down, right? But how often does this look like that canned animation of like somebody's like when the AI look at you stupid, like you throw a rock and be like, what was that? you know, and I'm like,
Uh-huh.
and then you just headshot each one of them. So I'm hopeful that this is going to be good because the armor looks sweet in the light. The reaction times look pretty good, but I just hope they're not around there like, hey, I don't know. And they get that cheesy dialogue. Hey, do you hear something? You know?
Yeah, but then again, I also hope that they're not like the Arma NPCs that will just literally instantly headshot you if you're within 800 meters of them.
Yeah. Need that in between, right?
Yeah, there's a good in between, a good balance. CIG,
Yeah.
please find it. Thank you.
Yeah.
That is all.
I'm sure they will.
The
Yeah.
spins look really smooth, though.
They do.
These mocaps that you're doing, they're implementing them perfect. I mean, they just.
They are.
And I've had a
They look
couple of
so
viewers
good.
say, you know, man, every episode of ATV they're talking about the mocap. But look what the results of that is. It's so good. I mean, how could you not talk about it? I mean, it's like, yeah, we did mocap for this and mocap for that. I mean, if this is the result of them having a mocap in every closet of every room, do it. I'm into the mocap. I really am. I think it's a good to have.
You know, it's one of those things that it's easy, I think, to sit back while they're developing the game and be like, wow, why are they wasting their time with this? And it's one of those things that when you're playing the game,
Yep.
you don't recognize that specifically.
Yeah.
But what you recognize as a whole is how well and how lifelike the game looks. And you never attribute it to, oh, they did this awesome mocap and invested
you have
so
to
much
think,
into it.
on top of that, think of all the citizens that we're going to have come into this game when it's like near launch or post launch. Never appreciate any of this stuff. And we've sat here for years and watched all this develop. And we'll go to a citizen con after they've been here and all that stuff, and everybody's playing the game. And they'll be like, oh, yeah, it's a cool game. I'm like, you have no idea the amount of work that went into this stuff. We'll advocate more for the devs than devs do themselves. We'll be like, this man, I can see us being drunk at the bar. This man right here, you don't know how many hours of mocap this guy sit there and spit on this stuff, man. You don't even know. Because I can see it now. You'll have the
Bar
elite.
citizen.
Yeah, you'll have the elite
2952.
citizen, though, that's been here since development. And you'll have the new guy that's like, all the time, everybody's saying, bro, you don't know shit. You don't know, man. It was like way back in Nam. It was crazy in the development period. We had to deal with this DS guy. We had all this crazy shit going on. It was just terrible. Now we got this beautiful game, and none of you MFers ever appreciate any of this shit. I'm going home.
Remember when the
bitter
AI
vet
walked like
syndrome.
robots?
Wait, are we bitter vets already in the game?
I don't think we're bitter vets yet.
Shit.
When we get the new bros on, though, the new bros coming into the game, I think we will become the bitter vets.
Yeah.
Of the game.
Day one bitter vet. Shit.
You guys don't appreciate
No.
shit. You don't know how many thousands of millions of dollars and viewers and crap we had to go through. It was, yeah, I can see it now.
Oh man, we've got a life of bitter vet status ahead of us, y'all.
Oh, it's gonna be
Let's
gonna
do
be
it.
interesting.
Let's do it.
A long road. Long road.
Very true.
All right, so they also, I'm not going to show it because we've seen so much more of Miles Eckhart. I feel like he runs my stream more than I do now. But they are reworking the Miles Eckhart. They've updated some more facial animation. Whoever's doing the art in him is amazing.
Tweaking.
But it's like, I can see him now. He's probably looked at him so long that he's like, man, maybe Miles needs a little shave. You know, we'll come over here and do this. Like, oh, 3 whiskers are out of place. I mean, it's like when you look at a picture so long, you're going to see flaws no matter how you look at it. Because that's the way I am. I'm hyper self-critical about things I produce. If I stare at a project too long, I find something wrong. And I'm just
Do you ever say a word enough where you start to like think, wait, am I even saying the word right?
Am I
anymore?
applying
Like, it kinda sounds
inappropriate
weird to you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like the other day, like I'm making my bot and I keep saying follow, and I'm like, and then you start to think that's a weird word, and like you just kind of like whatever. Like it's kind of the same thing with this. It's like you stare at it long enough, you're like, does this even look like a human anymore? What the fuck am I doing?
What is going on with this thing? Absolutely. And guys, if you're enjoying the podcast, or even if you're not, we answer questions during the second half. So if you have questions for us, make sure to put !questions in chat, and it'll take you to our document where you can go ahead and pose a question to a member of the cast, the whole cast, or whatever you want. Just make sure it's about Star Citizen and some of the development stuff. And, any question you got about the game or a theoretical proxy of like why TexasSkulls may or may not shoot Toy Grub in the face if they met in a dark room somewhere in the game. So just, whatever. See what happens.
Good luck.
Put it down
Good
now. No. Exactly. All right.
Nope, wrong way.
This next one's it's pretty fucking sexy
Oh
looking.
my god.
I know, right? And this is just the little particles, the particle generation stuff they're talking about. But it looks so good. So what the blue dots falling down is, that simulates sparks, is supposed to be. And then they're also showing some of the different types of feedback. So it's not just like smoke and fire and stuff in there. Depending on the environmental, like say maybe you got EMP'd or something else happened, that shows some of the effects inside of, I believe that's I don't know if that's a freelancer interior or what it is. But,
Well, see, here's what I'm wondering. So your components get damaged.
yeah.
And they start doing this, and you go to repair it. Is it going to shock you and damage you while you're
Maybe
trying
you have to cut
shut it
power
down?
to the circuit first. You know, I
That's
mean,
what I'm thinking. That's
that'd
all
be
gameplay
amazing.
Shit.
Yep.
Yeah, that is exactly right. That's what I'm thinking.
That'd be amazing. That'd be amazing. So I'm hopeful. Yeah, you have all those types of impacts effects. So your choices matter, not only from a combat or criminal scale, but like you need to shut this off first, or maybe you don't have an option. Maybe you're cut off from being able to cut power, and you have to find another way to do it. You know, I think all those things are pretty important. So we'll see what happens.
It's a MISC.
Is it a MISC?
Well, it's a MISC ship, 100%.
Well,
But
then
is it a
it's probably,
freelancer?
it looks like the freelancer kind
Looks
of me.
like some kind of freelancer.
It's just skinned out though, like it's been like no paneling left. But I don't know.
Or is it just different lighting in it, I guess?
Well,
I don't
it's
know.
got lighting. It's got lightning lighting in there. But it looks,
Yeah.
it looks pretty damn good to me.
It does look pretty cool. I like that effect.
Mhm.
So
And they showed us a few more images over here of Levski. So we got some more cool ambient environment with the like smoggy fog thing happening there. The fire on the like refinery blowbacks and stuff is amazing looking on the towers, the burn towers and stuff to burn off gases and everything else. Those look so fucking
that's
good.
actually
Oh,
that's
yeah.
one of the better sort of fire effects from that I've seen.
Yep.
It's pretty cool looking.
It looks real to me. It looks so
It
good.
looks fucking good. It
Yeah.
does. It legitimately does.
It's just really, really, really good stuff.
Can I have Levski today? Thank you.
Yeah, I know, right? And then this one's kind of this is a combo one. I know I just finished a bottle of wine. I need to get another one, but that's a later
Oh,
thing.
man, these Coronas are just perfect. I mean, they're just on the verge. When I opened that first one, the whole top iced up. It was like awesome.
That's always good when it creates its own frost because it's super chilled.
Oh yeah, it was perfect.
You know what beer is better than Corona besides all of them? Is Dos Equis
Oh,
with a lime.
I'm personally,
water.
I like Heineken myself.
Heineken's good beer.
I like
Corona
Heineken.
tastes like
That's-
this.
Well, Corona I can drink when it's super hot and I need to hydrate because it's more water than beer. But that's me. But it's still good. It's still good, but I like water too. So, you know, hey.
Toy. Whoa. Man.
digging on my Corona, man. That's fighting words right there.
Here we go.
And you being from Texas on top of that.
Yeah.
All
Dos
right.
Equis, man. Dos Equis.
There we go.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry, Toy. I apologize.
Oh, no.
I'm not sorry about
Let's
it.
not start apologizing now. All right, so this has just a quick shot
sorry.
It's
of the
more beers for me.
Cutlass, and I'm even going to pause it here in a second. But it has a quick shot of Cutlass and also shows atmospheric flight. It's kind of a 1-2 because it's such a small clip. I kind of just blended them together. But
And
this looks.
engine drills.
I was so
Contrast.
surprised just seeing this. I was so surprised by the width of the interior of the Cutlass. Like, it is huge. It is huge looking for that size ship that's like, I don't know.
It's like the world's smallest camera. They do that on purpose, right?
I know they
position
do,
those
but
things-
okay. Well, here's what I'm saying, though. A couple things to bring into reference here is look at the door. The door in the background there, you know, and we've seen size models. We know they've bulked it up and they made it taller, right? They haven't really increased a huge amount of width, but they made the overall cargo area much, much taller. And to me, compared to what we've seen we haven't seen the interiors or the mock-ups fully of the Terrapin yet. This makes a terrapin look tiny as shit to me. On the interior, especially, terrapin's gonna be like, you know, hey Fred, don't stand up over. Oh shit, you just cracked your head open. You know, it's like you're gonna be squatting around like a submarine inside that thing, which I guess is the effect they're going for. But this thing's now wide all the way to the edges. It's got huge van doors on it, so that way when you're ready to, like, you know, try to dish out candy and kidnap people and all that stuff, you're ready to rock and roll in this thing. This thing's going to be insane. All it needs is mounted miniguns in the side so you can fly open the door and treat it like a helicopter, and you can just have a chain gun on the side and spray and stuff. That'd be the top end on that.
I think Cutlass owners just complained so much and were so up in arms about the latest Cutlass that I think they just said, we're just going balls to the fucking wall with this new one, and we're just going to make it the best damn ship ever. Fuck everyone else. Make this Cutlass awesome. Because A, it looks awesome.
There's no way you're going to mistake the Cutlass for a fighter now. I'll say that. With this mod, because before, they tried to make it like the jack of all trades. They tried to do too much. It was a fighter. It was a transport. It did all this stuff. It could ninja flip. Look out. It slices. It dices. It slap chop. You know, it's whatever. But in this case, it's like the pirate freelancer to me. You know what I mean? It's going to have some pretty good damage. It's going to have cargo coming in the way you want to. It's not your everyday man's just open up the back and load the boxes like UPS or something. This is the whole slide it open, shit and get, transport troops, board ships, whatever you want to do with it. It looks really mean and really good, and I'm really excited about it. So
I think so. I think it's an awesome.
I might even buy another one after the show now.
Fair enough. Unfortunately, I'm not a fan of the Cutlass, nor am I a fan of the Freelancer or any mid-sized ship, to be honest. To me, I'm either give me a dogfighter that is meant to fight and fuck shit up and nothing more, or give me a giant ship like the Carrack or the Polaris or the Javelin or something like that.
But see, these are going to be more reasonable for cost flying. You know what I mean? I got myself a Freelancer a while back, and that's exactly why. Because it's a medium ship, it's not going to cost an arm and a leg to go out and do a few things.
And that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking this is the type of ship, because you're not going to be able to use your big ship to start with. Because I too am picturing myself standing on the deck of a capital ship. I have my Polaris. I want to kind of coordinate what our operations for our org is and all that type of stuff from that position. But in the alpha, in the beta, or even the beginning of launch, this would be the ship I would rather start with than an Avenger or something else. These ships where I could probably get, after a few missions, get enough money to fuel them and run them, and this could run me all the way up till I build the rep to fill up the big cargo ship or do the big op and all that stuff. This is that medium one. Plus, if it's a suicide mission and you might not be coming back from, I'd rather lose this ship than something else. This is the Drakes are the, throw your bros in it and, hopefully you make it, bro.
Well, just between us and don't put this audio out in the stream. Chris Roberts promised me infinite credits in the universe.
Oh,
on launch.
You too?
So I'm just not concerned about it. Yeah.
I thought I was the only one.
Hold on, let me grab
this. Again, this isn't going live.
No,
right?
we're not live right now. It's all private conversation.
Perfect. Yeah, it was
you
call him right now.
You're gonna call Chris right now and talk to him about it. Yeah.
I am too for my comb phone. Chris. Chris. 3 credits, right? Yeah, good. Thanks.
I was wondering what you had stuck in your beard earlier.
just an 8-inch comb that he needed for his beard.
Dude, hey, come on, look at this thing.
I know it's good. I keep mine. I keep mine a little more low pro. It blends.
yeah. Disco Lando, you ain't got nothing on this.
Oh, there you go.
I was the original 3.0 beard. I was the original 3.0 beard before Disco Lando.
Oh,
but
well,
it's okay.
Disco's got a mighty beard there. This could be a beard down. We'll have to see what happens.
Dude, we will have to see.
We'll have to do that.
We will have to see. I'm coming for you, Lando.
Oh man. Crazy sauce. All right, so where we were, I totally lost where we were.
Cutlass, and then moving
on from there. This is just the some more of the VFX weapons effects, except on some of the planetary surfaces and stuff, just showing the shotgun and some of the other elements. But I thought it looked really cool, showing the gas release inside.
Yeah, the gas.
Mm-hmm.
off the top.
It looks so good because you can see it like roll back with the recoil when it re-racks the next round and chambers it. It's like that looks
Yeah,
really
that
good.
gas coming out's a little delayed though. There, I mean,
It is. I was gonna say that is a little late.
It's a magical space gun, guys. If it was a ballistic,
holds
I would
it for a minute.
I would hold you guys totally in the proper right in that. But because it's an electric shotgun and not a ballistic one, who knows? I don't know. Maybe it has to discharge the power coils or something whenever it gets done. But a ballistic, yeah, that'd be way delayed.
Yeah.
It looks super funky, but it looks badass because it's like I don't think you'd notice all the effects if it wasn't delayed like that.
It still is neat. I mean, it just speaks to the level of detail that they're trying
Yeah.
to put into things. I mean, you know, we should probably put in a support ticket and say, hey, your shit's delayed, fix it.
Well,
But,
I think
you know,
it's
when you have time.
intentional though, because look, it doesn't the top doesn't go off with the shot; it goes up with the rechambering in the next round for some reason. So you watch when he racks it forward, it's like he released the pressure from the previous. So I don't know, but I do want a detailed explanation of how the magic works, the magic space gun.
We need
Because-
an entire ATV segment.
Yeah, a whole thing. And if
this.
you could explain the lighting on it to me slowly for hours in a deep, soft voice, I would very much appreciate it.
How much RAM we're gonna need for all this LOD stuff?
Yeah, I know. It's like people are all worried about player
128
count. I'm worried about
gigabytes.
loading all the weapons and stuff because it's so high res. Like, what's going on? All right. A couple other
Good things to look
important notes and updates that they said, but we don't have images for because they didn't give us any. We talked about the the Origin 600i concept is done. So expect to see that popping up on a sale soon. TM.
There's one ship coming out like within the next couple weeks, I think.
Yeah, for sure.
Just
Yeah, we don't know.
just-
Well, I mean,
just take it. Just take it.
yeah, exactly. Just take it all.
Just take it.
Let's take it all.
Are we doing this again? All right,
Just
let
take
me-
it. Just take it, Chris. Charge what you want, damn you.
There you go. There's money. Just throw the money at it.
I'm throwing it.
Yeah.
I'm just getting rid of it for good. God damn it. I'm addicted to this game, damn it.
I know.
Right? And why do they have to do this?
I don't know. It's
Yeah.
bad.
Toy,
What?
you want to send that money my way, man? Subsidize.
I was gonna say, how many people just
Sorry, I
grabbed it
just
to
threw it at
stream?
Chris.
I mean,
Yeah.
you just threw it at Chris. Chris, take my beard comb.
There you go. Absolutely. So the 600i done for concept. And the thing they kind of snuck in there was the next ground vehicles in progress. And I was like, what? It's like, what's the next ground vehicle? And you know, how's it different than these? I can't wait to see that. So
Maybe it's the Pisces. That would be nice. Because
maybe.
they got the Carrack rolling up pretty soon. Well, why not?
Yeah. I don't know.
So,
I wouldn't be surprised if you're on the right track there, because I mean, they've got a couple extra ground vehicles, right, that they haven't done yet. So
This is true.
let's see.
But they've
Keep 'em
also
our
thrown
fingers
in random new shit, like the Eclipse. Like, oh, look at this, you know? It's like, wait a minute. Where did some of these come from? So I don't know. We'll have to see, you know? They kind of keep us on edge like
Yeah.
that. Because they did
don't know
mention
how I
previous
feel about any of
ATV,
that.
they said, there's over 110, 130 ships or something like that, and more. And most people said, well, I thought there's
Yeah.
only 93. So that means they've been creating some more stuff, which I'm excited about, in the background.
All I can say is they have other things that I may or may not have flown, that I may or may not be able to talk about.
Oh, well, there you go.
let me re-clarify. What's his name? He was right. The Pisces is the ship that goes in the Carrack. The Lynx is what I meant.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yep. They have more ships.
Yeah, well, I mean, they're a spaceship maker, so I would hope that they do have more ships.
Well, we'll be talking
yes,
about
yes.
that later when we get to the Reclaimer. But
Oh, yes.
drone
Oh,
room.
yes.
That's
Drone
all I
room.
gotta say.
Yeah,
Drone
that's
room.
going to be hot. So then they talked also about a whole bunch of new support ships and things of that nature that are on the dock too. So there's a
think
lot of
Ben
stuff
mentioned-
coming.
So
You
let
know,
me ask you a question.
Mm-hmm.
Say, Toy, please.
No, go ahead. I was just gonna put in more filler because Ben's day. Ben let slip all kinds of stuff on Ben's days. So he was talking about a bunch of ships coming out. So, and they're doing 10 concept ships a year. Did you realize that? 10 concept ships a year.
Yeah.
Honestly, they need it. Because variety, and we need more support style ships, not fighters. We need intro salvage.
Yep.
But just what's that going to be over the next 10 years of development? That's a lot of
money.
Well, also you have the thing that they haven't really dipped heavily into is all the alien race ships and variants. I mean, things that maybe we don't even buy, just background ships that are there, right? Like stuff where you have the mining ships for alien races, or the transport, or the refuelers for alien races, those type of things that we haven't really seen yet on the non-fighter side as well. All the industry, all the other things. Like if you go to a home world, one of these other types of races, what type of ships would you see flying around there? Not just the expedition, scout, and trade ships and the combat ships, but what would they have around their home worlds? It's really interesting to think about. So
Because the band only have 2 ships.
robot toy. The robot toy has emerged. I'm waiting for mine to do it next.
Sorry.
It's all good.
But no, I was saying
robot.
that still a robot?
No, you're good.
I said toy robot.
I was gonna
No,
say,
you're good now. Yeah.
So the Banu have 2 ships and that's it. Their whole fleet is 2 ships.
No, I'm pretty sure it's a little more robust than that.
Nope, 2 ships.
2 ships, that's it.
I'm just saying they have more alien ships. That's all I'll say. That's all I can say. Anyways, continuing from that, one thing that I was going to say is I completely forget what I was going to say. That's amazing.
Oh, no, I'm sorry.
Oh, support ships. Yes, Mitauchi mentioned how they supposedly have a bunch of more support ships coming out, right?
Mm-hmm.
They have consistently said that they're not going to work on a support ship until they have these systems in place for it.
That's right.
I assume when you say support, you mean mining or salvage or exploration or this or that. So I think what we're seeing perhaps is that they've got the very basic design work sort of in place maybe for those types of ships.
For the
and
gameplay,
now they're working towards that. And so now they're actually going to start building those. Maybe.
Which is super awesome. Definitely.
Things to come.
So, things to come. Yep.
Feature complete.
And it also means, though, that, when we say this, everybody has to realize it's the first iteration of the gameplay mechanics of some of these things. So they may put something out and be like, yeah, let's rework how that works and change it up and stuff. So don't take it for, if you see like mining and they've given you like a small hand tool to mine, don't freak out. There's a lot more coming. It's just what they're starting out with to get the basic system there.
Actually, even beyond that too, what is entirely possible is that they develop a very rudimentary system that isn't even the beginning of what they're going to do. It's just a temporary system altogether.
Absolutely.
To do something while they're working on a much more complex.
Which we've already seen them do. Like if you take the salvaging and scavenging system they have in place now, it's pretty much go grab cigars or whiskey bottles out in like salvage units or Korea, and it just instantly turns into money. That's not the final game mechanic. They want you to actually gather things and take them back and sell them. Yeah, exactly. So right now the system that's in place right now and live is very temporary. It is not the final process by any means. So we're going to see more iterations of that as we move through the alpha and on towards beta. So
let me clarify one thing though, as I do speak on behalf of CIG in this instance. There will be whiskey in the final game, people. Okay,
don't get scared.
Get that confused. Yes, there will be whiskey.
There will be whiskey. All right,
Whiskey 4.0.
We're looking at the ship weapons cycle through here of some of the ship weapon updates and stuff of that nature. Toy, you know what they are though. I don't remember.
Klaus and Werner laser repeater in the Max Ox neutron repeater.
There we go.
So these guns basically have the animations where their barrel cocks back when
they
fire.
cycle back. See, that one, I don't think I've ever seen an actual image of the white one, the turret-looking one, fire. And that looks really interesting to me. You'll see it in the beginning of the loop here. I was like, that one looks really fucking interesting.
It looks very different.
It also looks super fragile. Like if I sneezed on it, parts of it might fall off. But I'm sure that's not the case.
I don't know. I need to see how these things look on ships. So.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Because Because you could have this white gun on this black ship or silver, something that just doesn't match. And
Yeah.
you go, oh.
Or it could be. It could almost be like on the Vanguard where you have the Apocalypse R and stuff, where it's like sticks out 50 feet forward. It's like what?
No, please don't mention the Vanguard. You're talking about the Warden, right?
Yep.
Oh yeah.
No, please no clipping.
Oh, I think, do we have a clip of that later on? Is that the Vanguard they have that they're
I don't
talking
remember, to be honest, if that was the Vanguard or if that was something else.
I'll have to look through my notes. I got 7 pages of notes for this ATV.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. Now we're getting in the dangerous territory. These are not my pre-screened ones. These are the ones that Toy gave me numbers for, and we'll see. We're in the dangerous area. Habitation pods. They're talking about all the other aesthetic items, the other add-ons, all the other things that they're building or have concepted or anything for the habitation pods themselves.
Comm arrays, water collectors, and small deployable comms.
Yep.
Communication arrays.
That looks really fucking cool.
They look freaking bitchin'.
Yeah, they do. Super
building and like bases and things like that is one of my greatest joys in games. I don't know why. I just like to have a home. I like to have an investment in something.
And the amount of the amount of customization they allow us to do in this is going to be pretty neat, because while there might not be a ton of variants and stuff, any type of variables is going to be cool. They already showed that you'll be able to put some of the org logos and stuff for like different NPCs on these bases. So you would assume the next logical step would be eventually we'd be able to put ours on there, hopefully in the future. And I know they want to attempt to do that. So we'll see what happens. No promises by any means, but they're looking really good. They're looking really, really.
But
good.
I mean, really just like ask yourself, what are the gameplay implications when you actually feel truly invested in something? I mean, sure, you're gonna feel invested in your ship, right? Now, imagine if you can also have that feeling about a base or some sort of planet-side habitat that you call home. It gives you things to care about in a game, and when you have something to care about and feel invested in, I think it just sort of multiplies your investment in that game in general and your enjoyment out of it and your experience. So I think all of this type of stuff is slowly adding to something that's going to be really cool and special in this game.
Yeah.
And that's why I stay on Conan, because I love building bases. I love Minecraft too, but there's no gameplay in Minecraft.
Yeah.
That's why I loved in Star Wars Galaxies, man, that was my most favorite game ever when they put player cities in there, because you can design your own guild halls and your own houses and crap. And I'm hoping that they do that for these habitat pods of yours on planets and stuff. So keeping my fingers crossed.
Yeah, I look to use the planetary bases and the pods and the habitat stuff as like almost you can put them like weapon caches littered throughout the universe, different places. So you can resupply, reuse, create things, all that sort of stuff, all over the place. And then it gives you that connection to just certain remote areas while you're up in space. So that's pretty awesome. So everybody's going to use them different. Some people are going to want to live there, be their main home. Other people are going to use them as a small storage facility. So it's going to be cool to see how that varies between person to person.
Yeah. I just look at something like Eve, and I know when we would, take a system or put up a new POS or something like that. Yeah. I mean, it just changes the entire game dynamic for you, and you now have this like sense of home, right?
Tending
when
POSes.
You have that in a game. All right. It also has drawbacks like fucking boss battles and this and that. And you can talk about Sov or Fozzie Sov and this and that.
But
we don't need to get into that.
It drove the game though, right? Having the sovereignty and changing hands, that drives a inner purpose of people banding together at the end of the game for more than just like a mining op. You're trying to hold your home, hold your territory.
Book.
Yeah.
And you have a book about Eve and the history of a video game, because that much dynamic content and actual interesting things have happened in a game because you have ownership over something. So that a whole fucking tangent that I won't get into, but please, I want to be able to own something big in Star Citizen as an organization.
Yes, and I actually, when I was telling you about that tweet to Ben, he was asking me like what I would like to ask the dev and stuff. I was like, in gameplay, besides reputation and criminal systems, It's all about what's the point of conflict between orgs. What can you possess?
It is
space stations. What can you do?
It is.
That type of stuff is the most important thing to keep people invested. That way you don't have the min-maxers where they're like, oh, I've done every mission available up to now until you add more. You need in-game emergent content. You? Yeah. You need that in-game emergent content to give you something to create yourself, and then the game is never done for you. It's always going to perpetuate.
Large-scale ownership does that, I think.
I think so.
When you can control a system, or control a planet, or control a moon, or control a giant space station in the system, whatever it is, that creates the most interesting gameplay to me. And if Star Citizen has that, holy shit, my life is over.
I hope they take their fidelity and their take on this first-person aspect, and they adopt something like what they did with space stations in EVE. Because, like, you know, where you could own a station and then give your own org discounts, or you could charge money and make money for your org, those type of dynamics could easily be applied to this universe, and it would make it amazing. Because it's like, why do you own these? Well, we need the tariffs, not only from players, but from NPCs. Because the NPCs take up 90% of the world. You control a certain station or a certain node, everybody's using it, including NPCs. Wow. I mean, you're generating income then for you and your organization, passively almost, just by maintaining the space and maintaining the assets you own. That's really cool. So,
but in EVE too, like if you were never a part of an organization that did that, you still had a million things to do. You still had a great game to play ahead of you. But that was an entire another side of it. So you know, finding that balance where, all right, you don't have to do this. You don't have to be in an org. You can still go out and fly your ship and go explore.
And that was the great thing about EVE. You could get lost in one aspect of the game for literally years and never even do any other part of it and still be satisfied with all the variables. And I hope Star Citizen has that type of depth, and it looks like it obviously will.
I do too. I do too. I sincerely hope so.
All right, so we're looking at space dust, and it looks sexy.
Oh, man.
It looks sexy.
Oh, man.
Flying through the space dust. This looks so good. This is another thing that I was like, I need a screensaver. There we go. Animated screensaver in the background. It looks really good. Just the whole scene of him flying through there and all the ambience. And then we have also the next one, I think, is going to be our nebulas. Here, we pull that one up because that one's very short as well, but it looks really good. Some of these things, it doesn't matter how short it is. You just gotta look at the eye candy, because I'm just like, to me, it's almost doesn't look like a nebula. It looks like some weird asteroid rock, you know? But it's like this volumetric gas back there with ambient lights on the inside from who knows what type of energy source and stuff like that. It just looks amazing.
They said they're using the Pyro
does,
Systems test case to do these nebulas. So I'm not sure what the Pyro Systems are, but holy crap. Yeah,
I know.
use those, please.
Well, even look at the thrusters reaction inside the nebula. Look how it looks. It burns different. It gets sparks off. It's like whittled down. It's like amazing.
Well, let me ask you a question. I think aren't those just the contrails that they're working on, or
part of the contrails and stuff? And I think I think the contrails for each ship is going to be unique. So, and one of the advantages to this is if they do decide to finalize and go with unique contrails. This is something like you'd know also from EVE, Texas. Like you can identify certain ships, like you know a Firetail or something in EVE because you can see the contrail behind it. Even if you can't make out the little dot of the ship, you're like, oh, I know what that is, you know. So you can see.
First off, we knew which race it was, right?
Yep,
because of the color of the contrail. And
that's
then,
right.
Yeah, depending on the style. Dude, that. God, please.
Yep.
Just, you know.
It's just like when I run.
These are definitely the Star Trek nebulas. You fly that ship in there, you ain't going to be able to see a ship in that thing.
Yeah.
That is so perfect. I mean, maybe you could see it on the radar, but
no, I keep saying I want that Rafta-Khan moment where like you can hide the Enterprise inside the nebula, and it's like he goes by and you're playing possum, and then you come out and just volumetric fog rolls off your ship and you're right up his butt and you just like light him up. It's like, oh yeah.
Oh man.
It's like because you can just get lost. Hurry, we're damaged. Take cover in the nebula. Yes, go quiet, go dark, go stealth. You know,
unbelievable, dude.
Yeah.
That'd be some awesome stuff. This is another one of those things. I think that it's when it's not there, you notice it, and when it is there, you don't necessarily notice it until you're up front like this in it. More so, I guess, the space dust and kind of the backgrounds. Like, we notice it now because it's just it's just blackness and emptiness of space. But when it's there, it's one of those things that you don't necessarily notice so much.
Absolutely.
But it just feeds into the immersion of the game as well.
You kids that haven't been here since the beginning of development don't appreciate anything that we've seen. You don't know.
They have it in now, but it's one of those set dressings. You can't actually pass it or go through it or anything. And it's oh my god, it's so much better when it's actually there.
And speaking of set dressings. Look at the variable materials and stuff they're developing for the truck stops. You think it looked good a few ATVs ago. Holy shit, man. I want to get in these things and check them out. They make Port Olisar look like Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, just vanilla whatever. Look at these look at this. Look at the awesome the panels. They got the solar panels up there. And if you watch the scenes, they showed the moving of the sun and the panels move with the sun. I mean, I'm like, holy shit, that looks so good.
Forget about fighting over the Bengals. We'll fight over the freaking truck stops.
Well, and that's part of my point. Owning stations, this could be important. If there were capturable truck stops in certain areas and stuff, it's another income resource. It's another controlling traffic through the verse. Like, if you own the only truck stop for, like, 2 systems, they got to come fuel there or else they're getting their own gas. I mean, that's how it works.
What? Now you're responsible for refueling the truck stop.
That's right, so and maintain those panels.
Make sure that you have your starfares.
Maybe Toy rolled through and took my truck stop with his buddies, and I'm like, oh, that's cool. Well, I'll just come through and, I don't know, I'll blow up all your solar panels, damage that stuff, It's like, then you got to defend. I'm like, I can see so much cool dynamics from that. It just really gets me super hyped about that type of gameplay. It's just over a truck stop, like one of what would be literally hundreds, if not thousands, throughout the overall game, depending on how deep they go with that. I mean, right now we have how many refueling areas in the one planet surrounding area of not even a complete solar system? We have 4? I think there's 042. There's 151. I know these from chasing people and killing them before they could repair.
052
yeah.
Or
yeah.
252 or whatever. Yeah, I think.
Yeah. So there's 3 or 4 of them right around the one planet in the solar system. So if you think of anywhere from 2 to 4 per planet varying solar systems, it just blows up. It could be tons and tons.
Think about what control of it does for you. You control it, no one else. It's a strategic thing if you're waging war against another organization.
Yep.
Shut off supply lines, no truck stops in this system, and then cut off their actual supply lines from here. You stranglehold them, where now they're not getting fuel for their ships. I don't know. Things from that.
It'd be really cool.
An announcement to make. Speaking of that, Toy, first off, how dare you attack Mitauchi's truck stop? Everyone watching, 10,000 Alpha UEC bounty on Toy's head once 3.0 launches. When 3.0 launches.
There you go.
10,000 Alpha UEC.
Don't even talk to me unless
Toy's
it's 100,000.
Dude, I don't have that type of UEC.
Yeah. And let's be clear, we're not saying truck stops are capturable or plan to be, but god damn it, they should be. That's all I'm saying. They should be.
What I
regardless
hope
of the
too,
planet.
though, is the space stations, they need to be locked in a certain position. But these things should be able to travel. There shouldn't be a million of these things. They should travel around the system, and you have to get the intel of where the truck stop is at.
Well, I think they orbit. I think these bodies and stuff are all going to orbit around the planets, and the planets orbit around the sun. So I think they're like that.
I wish they'd be very, very limited, and you'd have to find these things, and they're like gold in your system. You know what I mean? Because you need to find that stuff.
The problem that I have with that, I think, Toy, is that most of these are businesses, right? And they're there to, sell you fuel or sell you food or this or that. So I feel like a lot of them would be sort of broadcasting their location to you so that you have that beacon, you can jump to them. But perhaps the more shady ones or something, right?
In the lawless space, because there's no business that has one out there. That's the area, what would be the equivalent of Star Citizen 00.
No,
what I
I'm not
think.
necessarily saying they stay hidden. What I'm saying though is they don't stay static.
Yeah.
They move around, and they're not necessarily all, a 2 in each system across the 100 systems they're going to have. Maybe they're in this system today, and then maybe next day they're in an adjacent system. So
I think maybe with certain certain satellites and stuff like that, and different types of ones, I'd say it'd be pretty cool. But I think you need certain ones that are more static, like capturable zones for refueling and stuff like that in most systems, but maybe not lawless systems. Lawless systems, I would make it to where they're fully destructible, even to where you could blow them up and eliminate somebody's ability to have them. But in like systems that are actually UE controlled a little bit heavier and stuff like that, I would make it where maybe you could damage them, but they just need to be repaired. So you'd never be able to fully like take them out. You could disable them or camp them a little bit, so you could blockade people from being able to use them until you're pissed off enough NPCs or somebody else to come in and try to stop it. So I think that's you have to know for that.
That I think is an interesting point, though, and this goes to what you said, Toy, is that pretty much in space, unless you know the exact position of something or can scan it down, it is hidden out in the open.
Yeah, because you can
find it literally right in front of you, just a couple thousand kilometers away, and if you can't scan it down, it is hidden, right?
Because we experienced that even in Eve, right? If you go around, even at that scale on planets, you could go around the planet 5 times, and if you don't know where a can's anchored or a platform, you don't find that thing.
Nope.
Well, see, these
space
are
is big as fuck.
Yep. Yeah, and these are going to have to be around pretty busy planets because they're not refuel stations. They're truck stops, which buy the stuff you collect, basically. So I mean, because you're going to have refuel stations too out. They're not getting rid of the refuel station.
Yeah, and we haven't even begun to see the amount of different types of stations. They've only showed us a couple, and then they show us some variables of different ones to be able to be made, and even possibly player-owned ones with some of the variables of that. So there's so many different things they could do on that front. I think they will after they get the basic ones in.
I think if we kind of have to step back from what we're looking at and say, all right, CIG keeps calling this truck stop, but really what they mean is it's a procedural way of generating a station, right? So who's to say that is literally just this, smaller truck stop with maybe some refueling, maybe some buying, some of the shit that you've collected,
some commodities or something like that, and something small.
Yeah, who's to say that the same technology though doesn't produce a gigantic station that's essentially a city, a floating space city, right? I mean, at the end of the day, it's all just their procedural tech for generating these space stations. So I think it's the full spectrum, honestly, all the way from tiny refueling platform all the way through space city.
Yep,
that's
absolutely.
My thought.
So the truck stops are the Deep Space Nine or the everywhere, huh?
That's what it seems like.
Maybe.
We don't know for sure, but it seems that way. All right, so the next thing we're going to look at here, something that we were kind of hinting towards and mentioning there a little bit before, and that is, I believe this is what the drum room and the reclaimer and stuff. So this is all reclaimer stuff here, where it shows the breakdown, the break apart of like destructibility. This explosion would be epic. This would be epic. The one thing I noticed when I looked at this video, like there's the drone room, right? They're showing glances of the drone room there, but I thought about this when I saw the reclaimer breakdown. One ships we haven't seen actually destroyed or how they're procedurally breaking them down are the capitals. We haven't seen the Idris or any of that stuff. Like, how's this, going to go apart? And given more than likely they're saving that because it's probably some big event in Squadron 42. They don't want to shock us and they want to surprise us. But I mean, still, I'm really interested now because we're getting into bigger and bigger and bigger ships, and they're showing kind of some of the takedown art and stuff. And I'm like, yeah, that's going to be pretty fucking epic whenever you lose like a cap and like all the, we get excited when the lights come on and like a retaliator and like a little smoke and fire happens. I'm like, wait till you get on a capital like that and everything's blowing up and falling apart around you. That's going to be amazing.
All I know is my own space mafia that I'm running on the side and a separate character. When people cross me, they're going in the grinder pit.
Yeah,
it's happening.
That thing is awesome.
Well, you're first.
Yeah, it's
awesome. I own a reclaimer. So do you have one?
I do, and you're going in the grinder pit of mine. I'm gonna throw you in mine.
Okay.
We'll
see what that
whose job is to clean those things?
$10,000.
What a pain in the ass! It's like, here, hang the greenhorn over the top of that thing with the air hose and clean that shit out. That's like,
no, he's got one of those CO2 canisters you clean the computer with. Just blow it off.
Yeah, just blow it off. It's okay. Don't fall in there.
Yep. Oh, he lost an arm. He's. We need another one. Next.
Yep. Next. It's crazy sauce. Okay, and this.
It's a cool shit, man. It's a cool shit.
This is even more exciting to a certain degree because this is where they've come through with the tech of some of the different shipwrecks. They've shown planet side and some of that. It's like, it looks really good. The dust particleization, the wind. Look at that shot. It looks like something straight off of Star Wars. You know, you see the moon in the background, floating over the horizon, all that stuff. These are cool. I mean, just to think what you guys saw at CitizenCon last year, to where you're seeing the ships like on Rex now, I'm like, holy crap. Looks so good, man.
They have done an unbelievably amazing job with their derelicts. My balls. Sorry. I was quoting Zoolander. I apologize.
There you go.
They have done an amazing job, though. Really. Just an absolute amazing job. That caterpillar looks ridiculous.
Yes.
And I can't wait for my first experience planet side. When I
know. It's so good, man. Caterpillar.
I want NPCs to be in it, and I want to shoot them.
Yeah. I mean, that looks like a fresh wreck, you know, because the other ones we've seen previously were like, perhaps it's been here for 20 years. You know, it's all dilapidated and stuff and all that. This is like, just like maybe hours, if not a day after the wreck, there's still a few residual fires, some stuff blown out. And then they show over here, whereas you have the Connie where, it's probably been there a long time or, you know.
That one looks very busted up.
Yeah.
Yep.
All the windows blown out, all this stuff set there. But the Caterpillar looks a little more fresh than that.
Well, see, a lot of these wrecks, you know, I'm sure will be go there and collect the boxes type.
Yeah, search the racks, collect salvage boxes.
Well, see, my question is, with salvage going in also, are you going to be able to salvage, like, materials off of this for your salvage vessels? So
that's a good question. I think initially, this is just my hypothesis. By no means do I know for sure. I think initially they're going to have like kind of canned salvage. And what I mean by that, it's like you're going to be able to tell certain items are salvageable to take back or to grind up and use that. And it's going to be specifically designated. And then I think as they evolve salvaging and repair over time, it'll be more like it will look closer to what the actual regular wreckage looks like. So it won't be like this one piece you can salvage. You'll just go in there and you'll be able to get salvage materials off the entire hull, let it process and do that. I think it's going to have to escalate to that, though. I don't think it's going to start there. I just don't think they'll quite do that. So
I'm curious to see what they actually do with it. So
Me too. I think
salvage
sort of technology is. We'll see.
Yeah, I'm really wondering what the salvage is going to look like, especially for, crashes like that, because, is it going to reset after, a certain amount of time? So you go back to the same thing and, okay, now you can get the materials again. Or is it going to remember with this little, this
because you kind of don't want it to do that, right? Because you don't want to have a static spot where everybody can just go to every 15 minutes and grab the same exact loot. Yeah. You don't want that. But at the same time, I think in the beginning, it may be that. I don't think it'll be that way forever, but I think it might be, and then maybe they could random spawn like those type of maps, like, on surfaces of planets and stuff like that.
I think first off, I think you're right on in the beginning. It's going to be here it is. Go back every 15 minutes.
Because that's what we have right now, right? In Korea, you reopen a lock. Oh, look, there's whiskey again. This guy it's a magical locker. I can get whiskey every 15 minutes as one locker. Need one of those at home.
And that's the easiest to reproduce, right?
Great.
But I mean, think about what they say with missions is that eventually it's not going to be in this exact spot. It's going to be in a random spot somewhere, right?
Yeah.
And I think it's the same thing with all the derelict ships and crashes and whatnot.
Yeah.
It'll be here. You salvage this or take care of this. Well, at some random interval or maybe, really long time from now, on the other side of the fucking planet. There's going to be that. And I think it will eventually be there. I think that we are going to have some downtime, though, in the meantime, where it is literally.
And the cool thing is the planets are so big, if they use mechanics like what we saw in CitizenCon last year, where you can only land in certain areas of the planet and then go out on land vehicles or bikes and stuff to find these ships and different things, by doing that culminated with the deviation of where it would be later on, where it just spawns wherever, you necessarily would have... you wouldn't be able to just like bookmark anything. You would have to really go look, and you'd really have to do it. And you could probably use one planet surface to spawn dozens of these because it's so big.
Yeah,
so big an area.
Yeah,
a lot of planet.
But then again, one thing that I do think of is that we're probably not going to grow beyond 24, at least in my opinion, for 3.0 per server. Yeah. So it's not like you need to kind of mix it up, right?
Not yet.
The servers aren't lasting all that long. They'll probably crash very often. So that sort of temporary implementation where it literally spawns here, here, and here, and only there, I think is okay in the beginning until we get closer to a beta type of release or at least a lot more players.
Absolutely. I agree 100%. All right, next thing is one of my favorite things, again, we talked about early on, and it's the Mobi glass interface stuff. Talked a little bit about how it's going to mess with in equipment modifiers. You can kind of check your health stats. You can check your progress on different missions like we talked before. This thing's going to just be awesome. It's going to be your super smartphone of the future all the time to interface and do about everything. Talked about loadouts for both people and ships saved on it. All sorts of goodies. And they even mentioned loadout systems should be functional whenever they put this in, whether it's 3.0 or 3.1 or whatever. So we'll find out as we get closer to it. So looks really good.
I think it's light years ahead of what we have now.
Oh my god. You mean the flat screen with like all the blank boxes? Yeah, I'd probably agree.
So my way of describing this is take the old Holo viewer and then now compare the menu ship modification tool. Not the port modification when you're actually in game, but the one from the menu. That's pretty convenient and works pretty damn well, I think.
Absolutely.
I think that's what it is. What we have now is Holo Viewer. This is the ship modification that we have. So yeah, it's light years ahead. Because I hate our Mobi glass right now. I despise it.
Yeah, it's kind of clunky,
It's not horrible. It's not as bad as a Holo Viewer.
It leaves a lot to be desired, I would say. That would probably leaves a lot to be desired.
It does.
So.
It does.
All right, let's see here. And then the final bit, what I have video for right now, which now that we're at the end of my video plays, I keep thinking of more videos I wanted to get, like the UI was showing that Matt Sherman showed, or not Matt Sherman, Mark Bug Smasher showed with the stealth mode on the ships and stuff like that. That was pretty cool. But I didn't get that one. This is the kiosk system. The kiosk system. So it actually has where you can do trading, and I thought this was pretty neat because it shows. I'll pause it here when it cycles back through. It shows actually the volume the cargo takes up in your hold.
Yeah, and it also shows sound, or shows
sound.
Plays sound.
Yeah,
it reminded me of Fallout.
Oh,
the interface reminded me a little bit of Fallout of there. The whole it's like, is that my Pip-Boy on the screen? No.
The sound reminds me of Fallout, and that is not good.
Yeah.
I didn't like it at all.
But see, it's a Levski one. I'm hoping that the different systems will have different sound.
So you mean to open the back of it and there's hamsters powering it on this one?
Oh, there are? Like a dot matrix computer,
There you go. Punch cards.
Yeah.
There.
Can you play the sound on stream?
Yeah, sure. I just got to unmute it.
Yeah, let me.
He'll probably be talking about
some great opportunities to reinforce their look and feel.
I don't think you'll hear it unless you're on stream.
Direction of these
I'm
vary
listening
to
to
suit
it.
their tech level, and this presents some great opportunities to reinforce their look and feel.
Yeah, that's gonna irritate shit out of me if I have to do a bunch of trades. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Reminds
But
me
like I said,
something in Fallout.
Yeah.
I'm hoping it's
Seriously.
just for that one. You know, I'm hoping that one is just for Lefsky, and each one is different. So,
Yeah.
I mean, they got to be, because Lefsky's like the old one, right? Old abandoned stuff. That's why it was taken over. So,
Yeah.
there'll definitely be different ones for different.
Yeah, there should be
planets.
different ones. Like
Yeah.
if you go to a nice planet, like with lots of tech, it should have like a voice activated interface. How can I help you today? You know, something a little bit more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If they mix
But
it
I mean,
up, it'd
still,
be
you
good.
have to think like, all right. So what are the pirates using? Right? They're using technology maybe from 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that is literally still 2937.
Yeah.
It's the future, not
Yeah.
back in the day like Fallout.
It's
or,
the
I
new
don't-
old
I-
future. Come
personally, I
on,
hate
get into it.
I hate it. I
Get
hate
into it.
I'm sorry.
The
I
new
hate it.
old future.
The
It's like
interface,
Star Wars.
great by all means. The sound, I hate. I despise.
Star Wars was set way in the past, right? So,
It's in a long time ago in a galaxy far,
Yep.
far away. So it's the
Yeah,
old future
yeah,
of
yeah.
the things and stuff. Yep.
I don't like the sound. I like
I
the
don't
idea.
blame
I like
you.
the video. I like the interface. I hate the sound.
Yeah, I don't blame you. Another thing I'll talk about, even though don't have the graphic for it, is the with the item system 2.0. Mark went into great detail, which I encourage you, if you haven't seen ATV, to watch, about all the possibilities that 2.0 system opens up for gameplay-wise, ship systems, all those type of things, and
That
how
dude
to
can
actually
talk.
react. Yeah, he knows his shit because he's one of the ones that helped create it. I'm presuming there.
And when he talks, I like to listen.
Yep, he does. He speaks with his hands, which I appreciate very much. So, it's very good. Yes. It's like, and you
Do you
can
have
do this
the,
in coding. What's up?
you have the new Gladius cockpit Gatling guns sound? That freaking thing sounds like a beast.
I didn't. It sounds like a baby apocalypse arms to me, though. It's like it's pretty good. It's not quite the Vanguard, but it's pretty. It's pretty good
It
stuff.
sounded pretty good.
It is pretty good.
And it looks cool because they adjusted the cockpit so you can actually almost see your gun firing, which is nice too.
Yeah,
So
that makes it much nicer for sure.
yeah.
But no, they he talked about, and I was just scrolling through to see if I found it real quick. But anyway, the stealth mode on the ships, and the stealth mode, from what I understand, is not available just on the stealth ships. It'll be a stealth mode for flying ships in general. I'm assuming, right, where you have to lower. This is the pivot or the area on your bar where you'd lower down your your signature and everything else and power down stuff so that we could run in a stealth type mode where you're much harder to detect and all those things. I think the stealth threshold is going to be pretty badass because it's like you're trying to run away from some bait. This is where you dive in that nebula, you know, with Captain Kirk. You're like, all right, we got to run silent, guys. Shh, everybody quiet. You know, you're trying to sneak up on people and do that thing. So I think that
I'm
is
excited for
gonna be
stealth
really
play.
cool.
I'm
what?
excited for stealth play, man.
Yeah.
Once they get it working to a much better state.
Well, yeah. I mean, right now
Yeah.
it's not even.
Yeah.
Is there stealth right now? A little bit.
People have tested it. Technically, if you can't throttle down to 0% because if you kill all your power, you overheat, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
You have to like throttle down to the exact right percentage, like 10% engine power or something, but then turn off your weapons and shields and this. No, sorry. The answer is no. If you complete steps 1 through 3087, then yes, there is stealth gameplay actually.
There you go.
Yeah. No, stealth, it really does excite me because it's not stealth like click button, go invisible. It's actual true reduce your signatures and play with that. It's almost a mini game in and of itself. It's controlling that signature output so that you minimize your signature, right? So stealth really excites me in this game, honestly.
Yeah, I think I think it's going to be really interesting in how you mitigate that, and the fact that every ship is capable of achieving some level of stealth. Obviously, you could turn your systems down all you want on a hull E, but a hull E is still a hull E. I mean, it's a huge fucking ship. You're not going to stealth your carrier, anything like that. But you can reduce that signature from long-range scans in certain elements to where maybe another large fleet won't see your Idris or won't see your hull E if you can kind of figure out ways to mask that. And that's really cool.
Because I mean that's actually exactly it. Stealth isn't a 1 or 0 state. It's not you're not stealthed and then poof, you're stealth. It is literally a continuum that even a javelin can become more stealthy than it was previously by reducing some form of a signature, right? So that's what's really interesting. That's what's really neat is the whole continuum there. So
absolutely.
I think you absolutely fucking nailed it on its head.
Absolutely, I think so.
Sneaky
too.
holy. Good luck.
There you go. Stealth Holy by Mitauchi. Come on, guys. I think you'd have to paint a billboard on the side or something. No, it's just a moving signpost. Don't worry about this thing. It's no big deal.
So I wanted to mention one thing that we didn't have a video for, but they mentioned too, that they're doing a Foley session at Pinewood Studios for audio just for clothing and armor.
For the rustling the clothing and how armor sounds and all
I
that?
guess that's what I was going to ask.
That's interesting, actually. That's
so
very
your clothing's, you shake too much and your clothing's going to rattle, I guess, or your armor will rattle when you shake too much. I mean, which would be great for stealth capabilities. So when you're trying to sneak around in Star Marine and stuff, if you're making too much noise, your armor's gonna.
Can I have ninja armor? Because they got something close to some of the pirate armors, but I want like true ninja armor, where it's like paper thin, but it allows you like super hyper dodge shit. That'd be amazing.
I have one word for you, Toy. Starts with an F. Fidelity.
Fidelity.
Oh, okay.
There we go. Oh, he thought you were going somewhere totally else with that, I think.
I was going to say.
Starts with an F.
Fidelity, man.
And frankly, no.
I already have a bounty on me. I mean, what else is coming
Yeah, you never know.
Sound from armor rustling.
Yeah.
Fidelity. Immersion.
Absolutely.
It's Chris Roberts. This is what he does.
Yeah, but clothing. I mean, what is...
Yep.
I mean...
He said fidelity after drink.
I need to go get more wine, then. Out. I am tapped.
Well, we usually do what a 2-minute break in between the
questions in the main part. Yeah, we'll do a quick in there. And guys, if you have questions for the show, for the cast, please put !questions. Fill out the form briefly. It'll stack the questions on my spreadsheet. We're gonna get into those a little bit. We only got about a dozen of them right now. We can stack some more in there purely. If you have a question about anything we talked about or anything related to Star System, please go ahead and ask. In the meantime, for your entertainment value, we are also going to do a special giveaway that we're going to allow you to start entering. And then we have another giveaway for the after show that's sponsored by Space Zombies. After show, Mr. Space Zombies is going to be giving away for the channel a $60 Star Citizen starter pack or your option of $60 Steam game. So whichever, or I say just make it Star Citizen. But it's whatevers. During the show here, we're going to give away a $25 Star Citizen gift card. So you're going to have that option too. But in order to win this prize, you are going to have to absolutely follow and maybe even like give super hugs to Mr. TexasSkulls, because it's required. If you're not a follower of TexasSkulls, just reach through your camera. You can do it, chat. Just reach out, and there you go. Those beautiful cam hugs, and do that thing. So we're going to go ahead and get that started. And feel free to enter. It's !SpaceBros. And because of all our great supporters over the last week, all our beautiful, sexy gold VIPs over sponsoring the channel and stuff, we're going to throw you in there too. And hopefully you guys are following Texas. If you're not, then I'm going to chastise each and every one of you. So it is required. So we're going to take a quick 2-minute break so I can go grab some wine and do that stuff. And we'll be right back with questions, guys. So chill out for just a moment, and we'll see us at what's up.
For a moment, Mitauchi.
Yes.
It's now a $50 because I'll match. I'll match
Oh,
Mitauchi's
well, there you go.
25, and now it's a
Nice.
50.
Nice.
Very nice.
Super awesome, guys. So make sure we just went up to a 50. So we'll just say it's times 2. So there you go.
That works.
We could do that. How about this? How about this? Even better. We'll do 2 $25 gift cards, and we'll just draw twice. So we get 2 different winners. 1, 2. You do a 25, I'll do a 25, and it'll work out that way.
Boom. Done.
Absolutely.
Sounds like a fucking plan.
All right, guys.
So
We're gonna.
I'll be right back.
2 very nice, happy people.
There we go. So, guys, hang out 2 minutes. We'll be right back. We're going to get our refreshments and do our thing. And we'll see you here in just 2 minutes for more awesomeness. All right, we're coming back, guys. We're gonna unmute these guys while they're chitter chatting right in the middle of their conversation, and do it to them right about now.
Oh, God.
And now you're on the air. I just unmuted you suddenly, so that way, surprise! There you go. Isn't that good how I did that? It's like, oh wait a minute! Oh wait a minute! Oh wait a minute! There we go. So
We'll stop talking about secret stuff.
yeah, shh, stealth mode. All right, guys.
Hey, Mitauchi, I did put a very important link though. In the doc.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at the doc. Let me look at the doc.
Yeah, just a very important link. Yeah, right there. Where the blue cursor is, you know.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. Very important link.
Gotta rickroll me, huh? See, I muted that shit. I caught it. Bastard.
I'm sorry.
It's all
I
good. No, it's all good.
apologize.
You don't have to apologize for that. It's fine. It's good. All right.
You know how many times I got gamble with that, by the way? Like 3 times in one
Yep.
stream.
I had to get my small goblet of wine. This actually holds 1/2 a bottle at a time, so it's perfect.
Jesus, dude.
So look who shows up late to the party. Nubifier just shows up.
Nuba.
We talk about him.
Nubifier's here now.
The whole beginning of the show we're talking about him, and now
I know. Now he's here. He
Yeah.
must have heard us talking about him. So, and I see lots of cool bros in there. I see Captain Kim's here. What's up, brother? Uber nerd in the house. All the people. So we got a good line of questions, guys. So we'll dive right into it for you here. Let's check that out. And remember, please enter our awesome raffle. We're going to draw 2 $25 gift cards. Sponsored by me and Mr. TexasSkulls. We'll get those in there here at the end of the show. And remember, if you are a subscriber and you don't make it to the end, it's understandable. You do have autoclaim, but you do have to be, even if you're a sub of my channel, you have to be a follower of TexasSkulls. It is required. It is required. That's the way it works. All right. So going down the list, first questions is from Agent 1213. And his question is, how will we communicate with other ships? Who wants to dive into that one? What's the plan on how we're going to communicate with other ships?
Gotta be
We've-
Spectre.
We've seen a lot of it with the traffic control system. I mean, and they talked about it. What was it? Wasn't it the ATV? Was it that they talked about it? How when you get close enough to Port Olisar that they're gonna message you your ship or whatever, and you have to message a ship to request the landing, and then it
Yeah,
starts
they
this
talked
whole
about
dialogue.
at least the interface with us and AI on stations, or even entering planet atmospheres on certain aspects and stuff. You're going to have that inner thought system where you're going to kind of do that. But I know there is talk about a hailing system. Now we're talking about two ships, that might meet each other, come across paths in a travel area or something like that. So there's got to be some method to hail the other ship, and most leads point towards Spectrum being an option in that for at least that in-game immersion. So we'll just have to see how that's implemented, and I don't think we've seen anything official on that exact thing. A lot of it's been kind of a theory crafting, Q&A, a little bit of feedback from some of the devs on what they're kind of thinking, but I don't think anything's finalized for sure. So
I guess my speculation is that it's got to come through Spectrum.
I would think
AI,
so.
different story, but other player, I feel like it's just got to, because I mean that's what they want their in-game voice communication to be about, right? Is through Spectrum, to whatever extent that they actually develop that. So I mean, I feel like, yeah, if you're hailing another ship, it's got to be through Spectrum if it's voice at all. Otherwise, maybe some sort of chat interface in game. But
I would think you'd have the either or, right?
Yeah.
You could send a communique, or you could do the thing. Kind of, I'm thinking all Star Trek, right? Like you could send them a
dude, I want
message
to see
or
on screen.
I do too.
On screen,
On screen would be great.
Oh my god.
That'd be so great.
please.
Ship to ship on screen. You're looking right at the other character on the other bridge. It's like, put them on screen. There you go. That'd be awesome. Especially in the bigger ships. That'd be amazeballs.
I mean, look, in half the ships we can't even see out because of the bars going across, right? So you may as well just put up
Although,
a screen.
as much as you say that, I will give CIG credit for they're moving the bars around and trying to make it better, and they have tried to improve a lot.
I only kid.
Yeah, they have tried, because I used to cry about that pretty hard too. I'm like, what is this crap? How much did I pay for this?
Freelancer windows.
Oh, that was really bad when they first came out. I mean, the form factor of them I got used to, of them being more narrow, but having like the lens glare flares and stuff like bloop on top of that, I was like, nah. It's like,
I'll say that the way that I will communicate and hail other ships in the Persistent universe is much like, I followed the Texas model, and it's with bullets, really.
Shoot
that will be my hail.
later.
You just draw a
Don't
happy
even ask
face in the
questions.
side of their
Just
hole, like.
just shoot, yeah.
There you go.
The pulsing of my weapons will be in Morse code. It will
There you
say,
go.
I am shooting you now.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
We are hostile. Oh, you blew up. Sorry.
Rip.
There you go. BB-8 88, which I mean, in that terms, must be Bristol, I would think. BB-88.
It's got to be.
It's got to be. That's his PUBG code. Which shipwreck planet side are you most excited to explore, and would you like to witness ships crashing? I think it'd be epic. So I'll go with his answer. I think it'd be epic. And I personally think the ship I'd like to explore the most would be... that's a good question, because everybody always picks the biggest ship. I would like to actually explore a Vandul ship crashed. Like a king ship or something on there. Like a big Vandul ship, all like, checking it out. Maybe there's some survivors, like a fresh crashed Vandul ship. That's what I want to do.
I like it.
Okay, how about you
I'd
guys?
like to, I'd personally like to walk up upon sort of a ship graveyard of 1,000 crashed Auroras all together, and just
All test Auroras, right?
all test Auroras just all crashed in a successful experiment to test Aurora impact versus a planet's surface. And I'd like to come across that ship graveyard.
And then when you pull the camera back, it makes a really big test logo on the ground of all the crashed ships. That'd be amazing.
Yes.
And
when
then
you
cut
said
to commercial. How about you, Toy?
I would go for the big ship on this one because, first off, I would love to be sitting in, low orbit or something and watch a big ship come through the atmosphere, with all those atmospheric effects, hit the planet, and with that particle system they got, can you imagine like the dust cloud and that explosion they can do with something like that?
Creates a
And then
sandstorm.
afterwards, Yeah, I mean, because you really wouldn't even be able to see it crashing into the planet. You just see the big explosion in the particle storm it causes, and then it takes 2-3 minutes for the dust storm to settle down, and then boom, there's the ship. You go down there, and then you have this entire ship to explore with its total damage state. I think that would be
that's
the best.
super awesome.
I mean,
the
awesome.
re-entry animation, just seeing fire and stuff on it as it's burning up, coming in, that would just be amazeballs.
And
I mean, personally, that 3D model.
They could even do it with the breaking up of the pieces as it's coming through.
That's true.
In space, the pieces break up and they go off in different directions. But as it's coming down to a planet, it could break off, and all the pieces maybe only move a few, very slightly off kilter as it goes into the planet. So I think that would be fucking amazing on a big ship.
I think it comes back to the Citizen Con video. I mean, look at that thing, and then the pirates kind of laid the walkways, and they kind of made a makeshift home or base out of that wrecked ship.
Yep.
I mean, really anything large enough that you can do something like that, and then we actually see something like that. I think it's gonna be cool.
And he did find chunks of it on the way there, right? Like there was chunks all scattered across there, so you see it's usually a wreck. You get one mass pile kind of somewhere, but it litters off on the way to the final destination. What's left, so be pretty cool stuff. All right, next question is: do you guys think there will be a ship sale for 3.0?
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Wait a minute, wait. So there's an opportunity where we're going to have our biggest release of all time. I got this novel idea, guys, right? Over here in CIG marketing, my area, we're just not going to sell shit. I think it'd just be an opportunity for us to reel it in a little bit. Let's not sell anything at all during 3.0 launch. I think it's a grand master plan.
Hang on, Mitauchi. I got to say, man, CIG's at what, 150? Something like that nowadays, right? Yeah. Personally, I think they're at enough money. I think them as a business should just stop selling things.
Because businesses, you're right, and that's my whole point. Businesses succeed when they don't make any more money, and they get more investors, more profits, more everything. If you just stop making money one day, you go, hey, you know what? We're done. We're good enough. We've won. We've beat life. Let's just go ahead and not make any more money.
Yep.
Well, matter of fact, we're just going to give away free star kittens to everybody, and that's all we're going to do for the rest of the game development. We'll just go with that.
I foresee no more ship sales, no more monetization of this game, period, from here forward, because they have enough.
It sounds like a sound marketing strategy. Let's do that.
It does. Thank you. Yes. And CIG just went out of business.
Yeah. All investors, including Amazon, pulls all funding. Everybody's done.
400 people are expensive, by the way.
Yeah, they're expensive, especially when you have good people that you want to pay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Developers out in California.
No.
The good ones cost $100,000 plus a year.
Actually, I would be surprised, Agent, if there is only one sale when 3.0. I would say there will be multitude, probably one new ship. And you'll probably see a lot of stuff open up again. Just all the stuff I would see the Dragonfly maybe come back.
I'm hoping they do a new ground vehicle with that.
That would be amazing.
Because it's the moon.
That'd be fun.
That would be cool.
So a ship and a ground vehicle. I think that's what they need.
I want to see them open up the Dragonfly, the Rover, the obviously the Cutlass, Prospector. And I would like to see them reissue and resell maybe some of the Caterpillars and other items that are cargo-related ships that are ready to go. And obviously maybe the Hull C and whatever other hulls they may or may not have closer to available than we realize.
I feel confident in guaranteeing that, first off, any new ship to 3.0, that will absolutely be for sale. And I think any ship that maybe is already flyable but has a renewed purpose in 3.0 will also be for sale. So basically everything that's flyable now and in 3.0 will be for sale, I think. Yeah.
I think most things. I don't think they're going to have... I think some things you'll have to wait for anniversary sale or something else like probably the Banu. Anything that's not flyable
No. Anything that is flyable
Okay, so
today
anything that is
will
flyable.
be flyable on 3.0.
It might even be the point where they rotate a group of ships. Like we'll get the base ships that are coming out with 3.0, and then maybe over every 2 weeks we start to see more frequent ship sales that are available on the planets and stuff leading into Gamescom, and then that, because I mean Gamescom usually releases a whole nother preflo of stuff. So I would definitely look for big ship sales, 3.0 live launch during that period.
Yep.
Gamescom, as long as those two don't end up being the same time. Hopefully it's not that long. Yep.
Stop.
And then anniversary sale, obviously. So
Yeah.
it could run in together. I don't want it to, but it's realistic. It could happen.
Stop. I don't want
All
to
right.
hear it. Nope.
Then Agent also asks our speculation on the new price for the Cutlass Black.
What is it now?
$100.
163. No, 165. Sorry.
Toy?
You know, I think it'll go up a bit, but not stupid amount. So I agree with Texas on that. That's a good guesstimate.
I'm gonna go just under him, about $150. I'm gonna say $50 sounds better.
164.99.
Yeah, $1, Bob. I didn't want to go over.
Price is wrong, mother.
Yeah. All right.
Melting my Polaris for it.
There you go. Inca says, do you think we will ever get control options for on foot for joystick? That's an interesting question.
Does it right now? Yeah. Seriously, I legitimately have a target profile that lets you take a T16000 and use it as an FPS stick. One hand on the mouse. You always, when you are on foot, you need a mouse.
Yeah.
As far as aiming, but as far as movement goes, I've actually mapped my joystick. It's very easy to do, actually, if you understand the target software, which I guess is probably stupid because that software sucks. But if I hold my stick anywhere between 0 and halfway forward, I walk. And if I hold it between 50% and greater forward, I sprint.
Yeah.
Left is strafe, right is strafe right, etc. It's really not that difficult to do, actually. So you can do it if you really want.
Yeah, but native controls from them, I don't know. I don't know if you will get native
so.
controls. It just doesn't really make sense. But the ability to map your own, why would they? Because it's probably in the minority of people that would do that. So they'd probably say, hey, if you want to do that, you have the capability to. So you can map your own controls to it. But as frequently as some of my friends, their profiles of their joysticks get deleted, I would say it's not reliable enough for me to do foot traffic with. I wouldn't do that personally. But to each his own.
You will always be better off, in my opinion, mouse and keyboard on foot, no matter what.
I would go further to say you're better mouse and keyboard in general on everything. But I'm not saying that joystick's bad. I'm saying everything has its preferred interface. The perfect interface for me would be being able to use joysticks, dogfighting, and then immediately switch to keyboard and mouse without moving all this other crap around or doing anything like that. That would probably be the most ideal setup. But I've learned to fly pretty damn well with mouse and keyboard, and because I plan on being equally not dogfighting as I am walking around, whether it be on the bridge of a capital ship where I don't need joysticks, or on the ground and pound, or boarding another vessel, mouse and keyboard makes more sense because that's what I'm personally going to use all the time. If you're a dogfighter, I could see you using majority of time joysticks. So
I am personally heavily invested in genetic engineering so I can grow a third arm. Joystick, mouse.
There you go.
One day, it'll happen.
I just want those little things they, glue to your forehead where I don't even have to move a thing. I just think it, and I'm like, go.
Fair enough. One day, my friend. One day.
Yeah.
Plug it in the back of my neck, right?
There you go. It's matrix it. All right. It can also, as he says, do you think that maybe the new ground vehicle would be for the 600i yet announced, so they could bundle it together during the concept? I would personally say probably not, just because we haven't had a bundled ground vehicle with a ship since the original concepts of the Connies. That's the only time I know of where they bundled a ground vehicle with a ship. And since then, they've taken extra special care to separate those. They did bundle the dragonflies in one bundle with a Cutlass, or with a caterpillar, but that wasn't really. That was kind of like the only way they bundle stuff now is like a package of ships or a package of stuff during a concept sale. So that would be kind of weird for them to do that, I think. I don't know what the 600i exactly gonna look like or be by comparison to like a Connie or something that would support a ground vehicle.
Well, see,
I feel like
Is it supposed to be that big? Is the 600 series supposed to be that big?
it's supposed to be pretty big from what I heard.
Is it a medium-sized ship?
yeah.
I don't know.
I feel like if the ship is meant to come specifically with another ship, right? Like the Constellation and your Merlin or whatever it may be that's
Or the
attached to
Carrack
it, right?
with its vehicles, or or the 890
Exactly.
Jump with its
I feel like it's going to come with it bundled, but then they'll also offer whatever that smaller item is for sale independently too.
That makes sense.
So if the 600i actually is supposed to have something like some ground vehicle bundled with it, they're going to offer the 600i. When you buy it, you will get the bundled ship, or you can buy or the ground vehicle, or you can also buy it independently. That's kind of what I feel there.
I'm sticking with my assumption that because the Carrack they're due to do the finish this Carrack very, very soon if they haven't already done it. The Lynx is supposed to go with the Carrack, that they're going to do both at the same time. So because they want that Lynx to fit in the Carrack. So that's what I'm keeping my fingers crossed because I have a Carrack too. So I'm really hoping.
The Carrack is one of my most anticipated ships, I think.
I don't own one, but I cannot wait to see it and check it out.
It was
awesome.
until that Reclaimer, until I got my Reclaimer, and my Reclaimer is my number one. So, I mean, until I get an Endeavor. My Endeavor is like my perfect ship. Then the Reclaimer, then the Carrack.
Yeah, fair enough. Hey, the Reclaimer looks sexy as hell.
It does look really
That's all
good.
I know. It does. I like it.
I hope it has fog machines attached to it, so you get that volumetric fog like what we saw in the thing. Like it can produce its own fog. That'd be cool. It's an exhaust system.
Where appropriate, though.
Where appropriate,
So, like,
right?
maybe if you're in the engine room or one of the main sort of like salvaging, factory type of rooms. But if you're on the bridge, you shouldn't see fog, right? So
No,
where
I want it to pump
appropriate,
out the
yes.
outside, so it's like a rock star. It's like the whole ship looks really cool outside the ship. So
The Reclaimer to me is like a fishing boat. You know how the fishing boat always has those birds chasing them and stuff like that,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're always dumping shit off the back. So that's what the Reclaimer needs to be. It's just like dragging a trail of dust from all the crap and the processing and stuff. Like you said, the volumetric smoke just billowing off the back of that thing as it puts across the universe.
destroying the environment with every process. It's
Exactly.
Those trucks you get stuck behind on the highway in Texas, that exhaust is completely fucked on them, and it's just like black smoke coming.
There you go. It's like, don't worry, it's all desert up here.
That'll be TexasSkulls in my little,
Yeah,
I'm from Texas. Fuck the environment.
Fracking.
No,
Anyway, when do you think the female model will get into the game? And with what we know of coming patches, no clue.
They said it's in, right? They said it's in on the test server, so
I'm sure it is.
that's what I heard. So
I don't know. I'd say about the time Squadron 42 comes out, you'll see a
it's
female.
going to be a huge. I think they're just keeping a lid on it, but I think they're going to release that with 3.0 too.
You think so?
I think it's going to be the big surprise for 3.0. So because everybody's everybody's freaking out.
Guys, we got moons and mining ships, dragonflies, space bikes, and we got. That's right, babes.
Female models.
Yeah, female models. Babes.
They show the character customization. I mean, they got all the stuff in for it. The only reason it's not in now is because of the hype. They want to drop it on people and say, boom, drop the mic. Female models are in.
I actually I don't see how that could not be the case. I mean, in other words, I see that could be entirely possible. It really could.
Could be.
Because it is one of those things that we've
I mean,
seen
they were
so much about.
Mocap and Sandy doing exercises because that's really important for a female character to have inside games. You got to do aerobics. That way, when they surprise everybody and they put them in yoga pants inside game, and they rework the entire model, you're like, what?
So should I get in trouble with everybody and say, why are they exercising in the kitchen?
Absolutely.
Oh. Toy.
You know, I'm allowed to say that because I am a house husband. So
there you go.
I'm the one that's in the kitchen in this household. So
I am too, but this household is me. So
in the same. All right. Ever thought of making or coining a Star Citizen beer or whiskey? Well, I personally, I'd be interested in Star Citizen whiskey personally, but I would not think of making one because of copyright stuff, obviously. But yeah, it'd be cool.
Laws and
and
whatnot and all that crap. And
what you mean? I got the steel out back, buddy. I'm over here. And I got it done. Finding it right now.
Who's the CIG?
Streaming takes up no time out of our lives.
Toast.
Right?
Where's Toast at? We can get this done, right, Toast?
Yep, that's all we need is Toast on here.
Toast, is it all right to make some CIG Star Citizen endorsed beer and whiskey? Don't worry, I'll bring it across state lines to you. There's only about 5 states apart. It's nothing illegal about that, right?
Next up in Pachinki, Jeremiah Lee's toilet wine.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
no.
Around these parts, we call it bowl beer.
Oh, gosh.
There you go. Oh, man. Let's see here. Paul Bear says, what about tractor beams? Texas? What about tractor beams?
I want tractor beams, and I want them now.
Good answer.
You know why? Because it's awesome. I want to be in a gigantic... I want to be in the Javelin, and I want to see this little Aurora just floating around in space, minding their own business, and all of a sudden I just come up and I'm like, got you in a tractor beam, bitch. Bring them into the hold, then we can rob them.
There you go.
Pirate style.
Give
me your cargo, which you have none. All right? Give me the clothes, give me the spacesuit, give me the gun off your back.
Give me the cash!
Then you can go. Right? No, I think tractor beams are cool.
Yeah.
I really do. And I think that they have a lot of implications as far as like salvage goes.
Yep.
As far as what can I do with them? Can I actually tractor beam a full piloted ship, right?
Can I use them? Can I use them to stabilize a ship? Because they still talk about using some sort of thing just to stop it from the flat spin. Because even if you don't want to salvage and you just want to board, when you disable some of these ships, let's be honest, they go into like some nasty flat spins. You're never getting on the ship. So I would like to see, if nothing else, maybe it's not even called a tractor beam on some ships that aren't meant to have a tractor beam. Maybe it's a stabilizer beam, so I could board it or something. Like it doesn't draw it to me, but it stops it from being freaking out and spinning over there.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna need
I think
something
the
like
implications are far-reaching for what they do with the tractor beam. It could literally be as simple as something that says, here's a piece of scrap, bring it in close, or it can go, so far as to what you said, and or interrupting or negating part of the thrust of a ship, right? If your thrusters have this many newtons and my tractor beam can pull at this rate, then I've slowed you down.
Yeah.
What are the combat effects of that? I've now slowed you down. I can aim and shoot you more easily.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's really interesting
We'll see.
what they do, but I think it's so open-ended that we don't know yet.
Yeah.
And that's a good question with that, because you could be driving in your Caterpillar, which supposedly with 3.0 is going to have the command module that breaks apart, but the other side of the Caterpillar has that tractor beam section. So what happens if you're out there flying around and somebody comes by, you just grab them with this tractor beam of their ship? So wouldn't that be funny as shit? They're just flying around, all of a sudden you just grab a hold of them.
It's like free ride. Maybe it pulls you along like skiing. That'd be cool. Although I seem to remember Matt Sherman saying you wouldn't be able to ski with tractor beams because it'd break the server. It can't compute the logic of like the physical thing, and it'd screw it all up. It could compute it, but it'd just break the server.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
fuck their servers. Get better.
That's like
servers.
server 2.0 then, right?
Yeah, just don't worry. We can rewrite the game from scratch code so we can ski in it in space. It'd be amazing. CH Wheel says, is anyone else wanting to walk around their ship with a VR headset and an omnidirectional treadmill to control movement? I would be happy to attempt all that, but I wouldn't want to pay for all that. So, do you got your omnidirectional treadmill there too, Texas? Because I heard they're really cheap.
Roger.
I just sit in a rolly chair and go like this. There you go.
The poor man's VR, right?
Yeah.
Use your Flintstone feet to move around.
Yeah. Oh, look, Mom, moving. It's amazing.
Look, I like to think I'm a simple man. You give me native VR support for Star Citizen where I can just throw on that headset right now, fire up Star Citizen, and call it a day, and I'm happy. I know there's hacks to do it right now, but give me native support. I don't even care if it has any features tied into it besides I can look at ships in fucking 3D. I'm happy.
Yeah.
I'm like a kid on day 8 of Hanukkah.
There you go. Inca asks, which planet are you excited for in a future patch? Not just Stanton system, and any planets in the known systems you have seen. So, any special planets you guys are excited about specifically?
I don't know.
Wow.
Yeah.
You go, Texas.
No, you go, because I have an answer already. I know this, but you go so I can think about not.
That hasn't. Well, the problem is that the planet I want is just a concept in my mind. It's the one with the city all over it, which one is that? The
ArcCorp.
ArcCorp.
I don't know the name of the planet, but it's ArcCorp.
I want to be able to travel all around that planet with the entire cities and stuff.
That'd be crazy.
Mass transit systems, and they were talking about it the other day with the like subway systems and stuff like that and stuff. I think that would be awesome, and I think that the buildings and stuff, instead of and I talked to Mitt about this a long time ago. I think the buildings would be awesome to actually use as a building for people. So you go to the building and go up to your own room in a building. You rent your own room in that building. And when your, rent is up, it basically packs all your shit up in an inventory, just puts it in a storage hangar that you basically have to buy back because you have past due rent. So it would be awesome for economy stuff. So that's what I would like to see.
Yeah.
Yeah. That would be pretty cool.
I do have an answer now.
Go.
By the way, thought of it. I'm not usually one to watch the lore makers because, again, I'm a simple person. I like to shoot guns at people in the persistent universe. But they talked about the ocean planet. I don't remember the name. Honestly, I don't know. Someone with a better memory than a goldfish like myself would remember. 2 or 3 weeks ago, lore makers, ocean planet. Depending upon what CIG can do with ocean planets and what their interactions with water are, holy shit. I'm thinking back to like Star Wars, episode 2?
The one with the whales, right? Or whatever it was? I don't remember what.
Yeah, dude, the one with the clone army ocean planet or whatever. Like, I'm thinking that if they can make some really cool shit with that all ocean planet, that's gonna be the planet I want to visit. Everything else, great, right? Yeah, Nemo system, yes.
Yeah, Nemo.
Yeah. Well, Camino is from Attack of the Clones, yes. But the Star Citizen version of that.
Yeah.
I think that's gonna be cool if they do something special with water at all.
And you mentioned that, and I think Ben actually answered a question on that on Ben's Day recently, within the last 2 weeks or something like that.
Okay.
Nothing definitive yet is basically what he said. But they would like to do something like that where you could actually bring the ship out of the water type of thing, or even to have water landing.
Skywalker raising.
Oh my God, would that be awesome? And you've seen the particle effects they just showed. They could do that with like water particle effects as your ship comes out. Water pouring off the tops of the ship as it comes out. Oh man,
that would be cool. Yeah, that would be neat.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty neat. Next question. Inca asked, do you think Star System will have orgs like Black Desert? On how Black Desert, the guild pays you to stay in it. So you could have orgs more like companies. Well, that's we don't pay people to stay in it in my org, but we are a mercenary group. So we do non-combat and combat operations in my group called Overwatch. So essentially you do get paid to work for it. I mean, but most orgs will probably have a common purpose or goal to either facilitate your operations, say you're in a mining group, maybe you'll get better rates or something of that nature, or better protection and all that stuff. But I would say I don't have a lot of experience with Black Desert's org system, and I'm more interested in it now that you've mentioned that they pay you to stay in it. So
I know one thing. I know from Eve, I was a waffle.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I was a waffle, and I loved being a waffle. Kind of the theater corp into Pandemic Legion, whatever the fuck, for those E people out there. But anyways, we were a mercenary group, and we would take contracts. And I know that we would all benefit in those contracts. So, you know, perhaps they might hand out money. You know, if they get a contract for 1 trillion ISK, then maybe they would spend a tenth of it to reward people from the org. And they might say, okay, whoever has the most kills during this campaign, during our contract, gets, you know, 1 billion ISK.
A Titan.
Or
Titans
whatever,
for everybody.
Right? Yeah, exactly, right? and so you would get actually rewarded, at least in our mercenary group, you got rewarded based on that. So I think in a mercenary corp. But then again, you also have to consider that just being a part of a larger corporation, or even a corporation in general, you already have inherent benefits to that. So you're getting paid, it's just not money, right? You're getting paid in benefits. So that's the way that I think you have to think of it.
Yeah, it just depends what you're after and making sure you align yourself with a corp that has the same goals as you. And I think you'll be very pleasantly surprised. Yeah, I hope to grow Overwatch into something the scale of PL. That would be amazeballs. It's like, yeah, we take mercenary contracts not for individuals. We take mercenary contracts for solar systems.
Organizations.
Yeah, whole solar systems. It's like, we're going to take this space and resell it from all you guys. PL was always awesome.
I got to take part in the latest and greatest Goon War where we literally dismantled the goons, and I was very happy about that. All right, anyways, I'm sorry. Moving on.
Moving on.
Disturb people.
Let's see. Oh, man. What was the next one?
I remember those goons. Oh, man.
The goons. Let's see. Agent 1213 comes back and asks, he says, if you have more than one game package, will you be able to have a customizable NPC for each package? That's actually a really good question. You can actually customize NPCs and use them in game. They're on your other accounts if you like. You can also, I think you get, how many character slots do you get per account too? There's like different things you can do with them where they've said previously you can manipulate them, and the NPCs are the only entity that gets skill points. You don't on your actual physical character, but you will skill up NPCs. So there's I want to say there was like up to 3 characters you could have on account, if I remember correctly. This is actually hadn't been asked in a long time.
I don't actually know the details. I can't quite remember it, but I do know that you are supposed to get an extra customizable NPC per extra game package that you can essentially even jump into, perhaps, right?
Yeah. Yep. Perhaps. They talked about being able to swap bodies and all that stuff.
Perhaps.
So, and nothing, again, was finalized. There's a lot of theory crafting with it. But we do know that they're supposed to be able to use your extra accounts and packages to create those accounts and make NPCs out of those, for sure. That's what they have stated. Now, where that changes in the future, when we get back to that, who knows? But at this point, that's what I'm working on. Let's see. UberNerd asks, did you see the laser cutting torch breach in the whole sea? Thoughts? I did see that. where they're running down the hallway. We didn't have video for that in our episode here, but in ATV, they're running down the hallway, setting up positions, and somebody's torch cutting to breach into the whole sea. I immediately thought Star Wars. That's what I thought. Episode 4. Princess's transport,
Expanse.
Darth Vader and Stormtrooper siege and transport. They're lining up the hallways, ready to fight. That's what I was thinking.
Expanse. They do it as well, right?
There you go. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. More recent Expanse. It's
Dude,
a
the more
classic
that Star
scene. It's
Citizen
really good.
Can be Expanse. Holy shit. And Star Wars.
Yeah.
Well, we all knew that there were going to be multiple ways for you to breach a ship besides just hacking.
Yeah.
So it's awesome. I can't wait.
Yeah. It's really cool. That would be my preferred way. Like, really dramatize it. It's like, well, we're going to ransom you off. You can pay us now and we'll go away, or we're coming in. And then start torching the door and let them think about it for the next 2 minutes while I'm cutting through the bulkhead. It's like, all right, well, we're coming in here.
Which is awesome, because during that 2 minutes, you're the guy that's getting raided basically is on the comm saying, "Hey, help me! I'm here. These guys are raiding. They're getting about ready to breach my door. So it gives.
No problem, guys. We'll be right there. We're 45 minutes out.
You got some major decisions at that point to make.
Yeah.
Right?
45 minutes till we can arrive for backup. It's like, all right. Let's see what else we got. Phantom Killer, Texas. If you're interested in some quality merc work, please call us. ... Overwatch. Group
Let's see.
stuff.
Let's see.
I will go ahead and note that many people inside all the organizations, including our bros over at Test and everywhere, will be affiliates of Overwatch. They've pledged over to that because it is you don't have to leave your current org. You can be an affiliate and go out and do wet work, then go back to your original bros. Because I got a lot of friends that have their own orgs and everything else. So many opportunities to work together and make money. It's good stuff.
Yeah, I've got alts for that though.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but
TexasSkulls is my dirt personality, where I go out and I fly my Javelin day one and get it blown up because we tried to test, in atmosphere flight mechanics. Of Javelin,
we want to see engine trails on Javelins going in atmosphere.
But redacted name that I cannot say may be a member of Overwatch to go kill some motherfuckers for some contracts.
It's true.
So,
Like toy grubbing.
well, no, that is a publicly known contract. 10 billion Alpha UEC.
Oh wow,
No,
that's
that's
a hell of
better.
an increase.
That's
Yes.
better.
You better be careful. You're gonna give Toy an ego now. We'll never be able to deflate his head. It's like, all right.
I want to see my poster in every outpost I go to.
Here we go.
Yes.
This next question's from Not the Astropub. What's the biggest takeaway from the monthly report? Also, who's your favorite space bartender named Paul Shelley? Uh-huh.
I see. Haven't read the monthly report. Favorite space bartender named Paul Shelley? Death Panda. Great bartender.
There you go.
Great bartender. Yep.
He does
Makes
go
me
under the
drink
assumed
without
name
even
of
asking.
that, yeah, right?
No, that's my roommate. But every once in a while, I'll be like on stream, he'll be watching and be like, I really want a whiskey Coke. And all of a sudden, it'll literally appear.
Normally, I do not take questions from chat, but this one I will from Nez. Nez asked, question, how do I get Mitauchi to stop shooting me in the back with a shotgun in Star Marine?
Yeah.
I
I would like to know that too.
There's a two-part answer in that. First off, I don't use a shotgun ever. I've never have in Star Marine. And secondly, don't play. That's how you stop me from shooting you. Those are the two solutions right there.
Can't stop, won't stop.
There you go. Let's see. Well, as far as the monthly report, Toy, how about you? Because I mean, it's basically a lot of the premise of what we went over the last couple of ATVs. I mean, it's
and I haven't had a chance to go over it with the fine tooth comb yet.
yeah.
Either,
There's some stuff in there that I proofread over that stood out to me that it's not really ATV related. But I will say, for me personally, oh man, that's so hard, Paul. Why you gotta ask questions that are hard? And I got a thunk. I got a thunk on that. I would say probably the fact, and I know it was just a small niche, and I don't even remember if it's actually in the monthly report, but the fact that they're really moving forward on the Delta Patcher, I think is huge because it's going to change the way the release schedule is all the way down the line once that's out. And the other elements is just, I'm really excited about the Mobi Glass and the interfaces on the UI on that. I know it seems like something kind of off, whatever, but we already know we're getting the plans, we're getting all that stuff, but to be able to have an interface where we have inventory, mission system, and everything right here, and it fucking works, I'm into that. That's really going to be good. Next question is from Phantom Killer. First things you're going to do with a group when 3.0 comes out. What's the first things you're going to do when you get in 3.0 and get in a group?
Get in a ship.
Go get a shoot toy or...
No, I was saying.
I
Toy,
was just like,
yeah.
what's the signal?
Toy.
Toy, what you're just going what?
I don't know. I want to test out all these new turret mechanics, basically, because you know how bad turrets are. So these multiplayer ships need to be multiplayer and actually have to function and be fun. So
somehow I
it the wrong way.
He went the wrong way. You lead into the shot every time, Toy. It's like if you're wearing a helmet, that would make sense because you'd be trying to deflect the bullet.
We could have
rotate it around.
On opposite side. Yeah, there we go.
Do something like that. Deflect the bullet with the top of your head, like it's thicker there. Yeah. I think the first thing I want to do is get down on a moon and just have some fucking amazing motocross type action with the dragonflies and rovers and stuff and just have a blast.
Oh, I feel. Let me cut in just a second because we should have put that clip in, and I can't believe I didn't even mention that. Where he was shooting the ground from the spaceship.
I saw that before.
Oh my god,
that was so good. He was doing strafing runs with the ship on the ground. That was really good.
Oh,
yes.
Please.
Yep.
I can't wait for it. Oh my
good.
god, I'm going to sleep, guys. I'll wake up in a month and a half. I'll see you
there. There you go. You're going to mini midsummer hibernation there.
I liked the idea that space bartender. I can't remember his name. I don't know. There's some guy who says he's a space bartender or something on Twitch. Anyways, that guy. We're talking about taking a caterpillar, stuffing it with dragonflies, flying into atmosphere, launching the dragonflies, and seeing what happens. That's pretty much it. That's the first thing I'm doing in a multi-cruise ship.
That just gave me a great idea. Every time I fly in the PU, we always take a large ship, and I see if I can escape out of the ship by ramming it into Korea. Right, I self-destruct. You had 35 seconds to try to bail out. Do the same thing, go into the atmosphere. Set it up there, get out of your seat, and see if you can make it out. Except this time, caterpillar through with dragonflies, just like you had. Everybody tries to make the dragonflies get out of the ship in time. So you have all these dragonflies trying to escape, and it's like crashing down on there. So you got 35 seconds. Go, guys. That would be fun.
You gotta do it in a full caterpillar. Caterpillar full of dragonflies.
Full of dragonflies, full of people. It would be amazeballs. I think it would be good.
Awesome.
That sounds awesome.
I just like that. Just highlights kind of the thing, and the whole point is that it expands 3.0. We're a sandbox game, right?
Yeah.
So that means that we rely upon our tool set that we're given. There's no theme park here. I'm going to hold your hand, and you're going to go do this, then that, then this, in that order. And 3.0, I mean, it's like exponentially more tools, and that's why I'm excited. Because
really, really neat.
Holy shit, we can do so much more cool shit.
All right, next question. Shadow Spirit asks, he says, do you guys think coolers will require power or be completely passive or both? That's actually a good question. I think they're going to require power. But I think, if I remember right from the Terrapin doc, there is ways to accelerate the cooling of your coolers and different things to let off heat. Didn't it say it had vents or flaps or something you could do for help stealth to dissipate heat or something weird like that on the Terrapin? I remember something weird like that.
I mean, I suppose if you think about it, the cooler's probably... Sorry, one second. The cooler's probably going to function the best when it can cycle, let's say it's liquid filled, right?
Yeah.
And it's using liquid to transfer the heat from here to the dispersion, whatever, you know, the radiator, right?
Yeah.
You're going to want to pump for that, I suppose, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, I would assume that they would require power, But
That'd be my presumption.
that's
but
a really
who
good
knows?
question. Yeah.
Yeah.
That actually is
I don't
a pretty
know.
damn fucking question.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a good question.
You know, you mentioned something about them. They mentioned something in this ATV that caught my attention, that they're putting tools in not for them, but for third-party people that they outsource to. What are they outsourcing?
I don't know.
What would they need to outsource with freaking 4 studios?
Who knows?
Well,
I mean,
Turbulent. Turbulent, the web, right? They've outsourced that.
Yes,
essentially,
but
but Turbulent's almost part of the company at this point.
they're-
It's
I
just
know,
like,
right?
yeah, it's getting.
But they reference like Maya and stuff like that for in-game stuff. So I want to know what they're
Unless they want
outsourcing
other
for.
people to do more assets for the game while they work on the next edition of Squadron 42, whatever the next chapter is. I mean, that's always a thing
Okay, maybe.
Because I mean, right now
there's always little pieces.
we have to think about all the assets they make now, right? All the ships, all the air stuff are used in both Squadron 42 for the most part, and inside the PU. Eventually, they're like, they don't need to make those assets. They need to focus on story. So they're going to be working on the next edition of that. Maybe they need some additional support to just for the game because they start to tread different paths a little bit. I don't know though. Who knows? Depends what they're looking to expand into.
From my personal business background or whatever, what I've always kind of come to understand and agree with is that anything that's not core to your business or core to your product, you're not always better, but you are often better outsourcing it because someone else is going to be able to do it better and cheaper. So, again, for like instance, Turbulent, right? Just ignore Spectrum now and this full voice integration and all that. Website, right? Like you're building a game, not a website. Outsource the website development. But then again, now obviously the website's integrated. So, like WIs, right? Or whatever, that's their big sort of sound engine built within everything. That's almost kind of an outsourcing where you're relying upon a third party's product or development to do something for you. Even Lumberyard is technically, sort of an outsource, right? You're relying on another major piece of development from another company. So I don't know. Anything again that I feel like is core to them, I feel like they're better off outsourcing because it's not core to your product.
This is true.
But then again, I also have no fucking clue.
It's true. But also, it depends on what it is, like you said, because, I mean, some stuff they want to keep proprietary in-house, and some things are like, meh, Star Kitten, where it's a big sack of poop, and you can have anybody make it, because, you just take tracing paper, copper, Hello Kitty, and put a helmet on it.
What if they could take their ship pipeline as it is now, because now that they have all their standards and standardizations in place, and now that they have these sort of like guidelines per manufacturer and all that set up, and what if they could hand that off to a third-party company and say, make us some ships, right? Maybe that's not the worst idea now because, they've got the style guidelines and they've got the standard metrics, the standard cockpit chairs, all that shit, the standard beds and cafeteria tables.
Yeah.
So maybe, things like that aren't such a bad idea anymore. So I don't know.
It's true. It's true. I don't know. It's a good question. I can see that Majestic. He says he bets all Squadron 42 episodes get outsourced. I could see some of that, but as much as Chris Robert wants to keep control of the characters and all that stuff, probably not. Maybe parts of it would, but I guarantee he would at least do all the story filming and stuff. 100% guarantee that.
I think that's the only problem that I have with that is mission critical. That is
and that's Chris Roberts' baby. He loves the film industry type aspect of things. He loves the people. The only reason he got Mark Hamill, Gary Oldman, all that stuff, that's personal relationships that he's built.
It is.
And stuff like that.
100%.
Yeah. So
that ain't getting outsourced.
Yeah, so I think he, as much time as him basically going away from the overall project and just going to a studio and helping direct and film that aspect, that is something I believe Chris Roberts wants to have personal hands on. I really believe that's the truth in that. I don't think that's going to deviate.
I agree.
Yep. Shadow Spear with 3.0, what is going to be your singles? Okay, for your choice for a single seat ship and then a multi-crew ship. So if you had 2 ships to choose from, one that's a single-seater and one that's a multi-crew, what are those 2 ships you would choose to use the most in 3.0? That's a good question.
Super Hornet and a Freelancer. That's it.
Okay.
All right.
Although Super Hornet is technically a multi-crew, but I would use it as a single person.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So,
Semantics, right?
Yeah.
At that point. And for me,
Mm-hmm.
Super Hornet for sure. That is, I think, will always be my favorite dogfighter.
Mm-hmm.
Favorite single seat ship. And then from there, the Constellation, because I've always been a fan of the Constellation. It just sucks with the shitty turrets and whatnot. I think once we actually get some real turrets going on in that thing, I think it'll be a lot of fun. Some real balance there too. So there you go.
For me, it's going to be Buccaneer and Caterpillar. Because I'm not necessarily going to use
choices.
I'm usually not going to use the multi-crew during 3.0, probably for combat. I want to use it for transport and have people load and unload and do that stuff. I want to experience that part of the game because you don't necessarily have to combat for multi-crew. So, and they don't have the big ships I want to use in multi-crew yet. They just don't. So, there you go. Three Sassy said, I wonder if any of you saw Nuba Fire's video on the scale of the galaxy in SC, endorsed by Morgan Freeman in spoken word. No, I'm just kidding. He gave the YouTube link. He said, would love to hear what you think regarding the scale of systems time and travel time. And if you agree, SC should start giving us ways to test this ASAP so it can be tuned and balanced by the time the beta hits. I will say this on the opinion. No, I have not watched Nuba Fighter's version of this video. I have read and seen many documents, statements, and everything else, everywhere from Reddit to the regular RSI Spectrum forums and stuff, talking about people's concerns with travel time and scale and all this stuff. The reason I'm not overly concerned about them testing it, it's a simple speed adjustment on their end if they really feel like it needs to be changed. And I think this is something CIG should decide and not listen to the player base. Because they drive the pace of the missions, they drive the pace of everything else, and no matter which way they choose for us, some part of us will cry and bitch about it. It's too short, it's too long, it's whatever. I just want it to be like EVE Online, where it is what it fucking is, deal with it, and then we design what we do around the mechanics that are established. I don't want to overly tweak it. They'll decide if people aren't doing a mission because it takes 45 minutes to go fucking do the thing. That's how they determine from their data pool that, man, maybe we need to change this. Maybe we need to do that. I don't think us coming up and be the vocal minority on Reddit and crying and bitching and getting 250 to 500 upvotes is really should dictate the path of development on travel time. That's my honest opinion. You guys can hate me for it, but that's the way I feel about it. I think it is what it is. They'll adjust it.
The most important thing about this travel times is the core mechanic of the game called interdiction.
Yep.
They need to focus on that, and they'll adjust it for that purpose. Once that's set, and that's what they need to do. Nobody else needs to do that. They need to set it. But that's what they have to focus on is interdiction. Because
Absolutely.
that's the whole game right there is interdiction. So
yeah, and Bristol Boy, like you said, Bristol Boy says in chat he'd like to take a mission that takes 45 minutes. But you would, while the next guy would not. So that's the problem with listening to us as a community. They need to see, okay, I might cry and bitch about a 45-minute mission. But if I'm out there doing it anyway, they need to just look at the data draws and say, hey, people are playing this even if they're crying about it, so that means it's okay. Or people are absolutely not playing the game because they don't like this, then that's not okay. Actions speak louder than words. And I get tired of the fucking everybody who cries and tries to vocal minority upvote something, then, we need to react and change this. Let's see what people actually do. This goes back to that $5 CCU shit. Everybody might have cried and bitched, but they bitched more when they were going to take it away, and then they had to come back and we're not taking it away. I'd say just fucking do it. And if nobody's buying ships anymore, then guess what? Maybe you need to take a change. And if everybody is still, then you're probably okay. That's the way I look at it. But I understand they want to be responsive to us. I think this is something that we don't even honestly know. We might hate the idea of something that takes a real long time to travel or something, but we don't know till we're in it. And for those of you out there that are like, hey, I got 30 minutes to play, sometimes I don't want to do this, blah, blah, blah. Well, then there's certain things you're not going to be able to do. Just like in EVE Online, there's certain things that take hour or 2 hours to do or accomplish inside EVE. And guess what? You can't fucking do them if you don't have an hour or two. That's just the way the game works. So they can't bend to everybody's will or they'll ruin the game. Go Texas.
Sure. The first thing, it is a super easy tweak on their end.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically just a value. Here you're traveling at 1/10 of the speed of light. Now you're traveling at 2/10, or now you're traveling at 1/20th. It's a very easy tweak.
Or move the mission closer. I mean there's lots of...
Yeah. I mean, maybe that's naive of me to say, but I feel like it's a pretty easy tweak. It's something that they can config. The second thing I'll say, also agreeing with both you guys, is that don't fucking listen to Reddit.
No shit.
People don't go to Reddit and there's rarities, there's exceptions, but you know, in the majority of the time, people don't go to Reddit and say, "Oh my God, this feels just right. I'm just so happy with this perceived value. The speed at which I travel is just great." No, they go and they say, "Fuck travel. It takes way too long. The game is broken. Everything's going to fucking hell. This is a scam." Or they say, "Travel's way too fast, and in the blink of an eye, I'm halfway across the system." People don't go, naturally, in general, people don't go and praise the good things. They only yell about the bad. So, yes, CIG should absolutely not listen to just the immediate negative. Really what I think is going to happen is I think CIG is going to release something. And I think they're going to release something with some config value where they can take a step back for a second, watch how things happen, watch how long it takes for people to do this, and kind of gauge it in their own view. Take, our feedback into consideration, but apply a filter to that to get the nonsense out. And then I do think that we will see that iterated over a couple times, but I think CIG is going to do their thing with it. I think that they're going to have some ideas of pacing, and again, take what we say, but take it with a grain of salt. And I think we'll get to a good spot. You don't want it too fast, but people are going to bitch if it's not fast enough, no matter what. But for gameplay purposes, you have to have a slowness to it. Yeah. But if it's too slow, I think CIG will be attentive enough to realize it's too slow, and will address that. So I have faith in them. Yeah, that's it.
And I even allude to an answer that, not about this specific topic, but Matt Sherman gave me an answer regarding the way they look at data as a company and how they make their decisions on what they're going to do. They say they don't like to knee-jerk react. They look at data pools over a month or two before they make usually calls on changes, and that is the safest way to approach this metric or anything else. And again, regardless of what I say, if I'm still playing the game every day, if I'm logging in every day and I'm doing that fucking mission or I'm doing that type of stuff, it's probably not as bad as I'm crying about. That's the data you look at. You look at the actions of the players. Are majority of players doing the mission? Are they making the 45-minute run or 10-minute run or whatever? Which one are more people doing? Are more people doing the 10-minute run, or are a lot of people enjoying the 45? Look at what they're doing as opposed to what they're saying, because actions always speak louder than words, and that's the best way to go with it. We'll adapt. There's not everything we're going to love in the game, guys. It's just the way it is. I look at it as they want you to do shit in your ship while you're traveling somewhere. They don't want it to be like, in EVE, we have to jump gate, jump gate, jump gate. The reason that's boring is because we jump every fucking gate every 2 to 10 minutes, depending on how big the system is. And you can do literally very little besides run down and make a sandwich on certain large systems. But here, you might have to repair. You might have to do some different things to your ship. And guess what? If it takes you 10 to 20 minutes to get there and it gives you a clock with estimated arrival time, I would love that. Because then when they build their mobile app, if I get tackled or interdicted on the way there, maybe it goes off an alert on my phone. You've been tackled or interdicted. That would be hot. Otherwise, I'm downstairs making a sandwich. So,
but also the availability. I'm sorry. Yeah, I can't talk anymore. Apparently, the availability of mini games while you're flying. Like maybe you can perform some sort of scans that you've been, kind of delaying.
Change out that component you needed to for a long time.
There you go.
Yeah. Lots of stuff.
There's a whole slew of things that they can do to make that sort of downtime while traveling very interesting, I think.
And I think I don't think everybody needs to worry about them making it where you're going to travel 45 minutes for every single mission. I think you're going to go to a planet area and you're going to have a cluster of missions to do, just like in most MMOs. You'll have a bunch of shit to do here. Then when you move to the next node or planet, maybe that's got 10, 20, 30-minute travel. But I think you're going to clear a zone. I don't think it's like 45 minutes, okay, next mission, 45 minutes later. Unless you're cherry-picking specific missions.
Mm-hmm.
The big part about this is these guys don't just sit in there and program a game and not play the game. These guys are playing this game too. They want the same thing. They come and play with us. Yeah. They want the same thing as we do.
Yep.
So, of course, we don't see their feedback, especially internally and stuff, but they know when stuff is too slow. They know when stuff is too fast. So, and I'm sure that feedback, of course, is going to be weighted a lot more because, but they play,
and they have a better vision of what the game is because they're seeing more of the game than we do. We see this narrow slice they give to us that's ready for us. They're playing a lot more levels. So, say they make a speed adjustment wherever they give us whatever they're going to give a 3.0, right? Well, maybe down the line, there's like a whole line of this, how it impacts how far you travel solar systems, or maybe the next system over has a bunch of small missions, or, it could impact everything. So we have to trust them for the bigger picture. That just needs to be the stuff. And I still believe it's going to be node-based, where you go to a planar area, you'll have like 10 to 30 missions here. You go to this other area, you'll have another chain of stuff over there. So I think it'll be fine. I think people need to not stress about it.
I'll add one piece to that, though, and they play the game, but they do need to learn to listen to us. And I'm not saying that they don't right now, but what they need to do is they need to learn how to listen to their backers, right? As in, not just go to Reddit, find the most upvoted post, and say, that's the consensus, right? But I think every game company needs to learn how to listen to their backers, how to listen to their players well, but how to properly do that. As in, actually take the time and smartly gauge what the fuck do your players actually want.
It's really easy. You just go to the nearest content creators and you just ask those guys, and they'll tell you exactly how to make the game, and you'll be perfectly fine. There won't be any issues, and everybody will love it. It'll be perfect.
Yes. I want every content creator named TexasSkulls to get a free Bengal once a week. Thank you.
Once a week, yep. As long as it has ice cream.
That would balance the game perfectly.
There you go. All right, next question from Kamikaze But he says, 2 TexasSkulls.
No.
This is a special question there. He says, Remington, I can't even say Remington. Remington 870 Express or Mossberg 500, and why?
Remington 870 Express. Duh.
And why?
Because if you like Mossberg, get the fuck out.
There you go.
Done. Question answered.
There we go. All right, next I saw Toy has some feedback on that. Apparently, probably we'll talk about off the air. That's an after show.
Don't get me wrong. Remington is awesome, but Mossberg, and it's just because of the way the kickback works on the Mossberg. I like the Mossberg. So
the 870 is the prototypical American shotgun.
Yes.
It is what you think of when you think, what is every shotgun everyone has?
I have one right in my safe. I have one in my safe, but I like the Mossberg, so too.
There you go.
I understand. Look. I believe that you believe that you're right here. I'm just joking, dude. I'm just joking.
All right.
Like I said, I wouldn't have one if I didn't like the Remington. So
I knew we shouldn't ask the gun question this early. All right, CH Wheel, follow up to the 3.0 ship sale question. Do you think the 3.0 ship sale will be the last hurrah for CCUs, or will the CCUs, or after that will CCUs be dead? They've kind of backtracked a little bit on the killing all CCUs thing. I think what it is that they're still going to do is they're going to limit CCUs only to be available for ship exchanges on concept-based ships for during the sale. So you're not going to be able to maintain a 0-level CCU on like an Eclipse after the Eclipse sale's over. That was the remedy to the situation, because what was happening was people like me, to be honest, I was doing it too, are hoarding these as many as I can so that way I can get an Eclipse anytime I want.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the honest God truth. And I do that so I could do it for giveaways for guys and keep it diversified for you. But to be honest, I've never used any of the hundreds of CCUs that I have. I did or do at the moment have hundreds. So, but those will go away eventually. I'm not too worried about it. But I like to keep my options open, and as long as that's available, it's great. But I'm also a proponent of eliminating all of them. So, oh my gosh, here we go. Here it goes.
Oh man, this thing is hilarious.
Yeah. Thrace Fulton asks, as a twin joystick pilot, I'm wondering what my best options are. What my best options will be to use the great new button and switch interface. Do you think this favoring mouse pilots or opportunity, or just an opportunity for track IR or some other secondary control systems to balance? So if he's a primary joystick user, do you think he's going to be able to easily use the interface system, right, in his ship? Or do you think he would be better off trying to use some of the other stuff? Do you think it means people are favoring mouse pilots, or is it just an opportunity to use track IR?
Wait, what is the shift system? Am I stupid? Please unstupefy me.
Shift system? What shift system?
Said, as a dual stick pilot.
Yes.
Read the next part.
I am wondering what my best options will be to use the great new button and switch interface.
Ew. Okay, switch interface. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, that's okay. I might have said it wrong.
Why am I stupid and why am I lost? What is the switch interface? Am I stupid?
That's where you look at the control panel. It's the inner thought system, I think, is what.
Oh,
yeah, because you can not only have
okay.
selections, you should be able to start using switches and buttons and all that.
Got it. Okay.
So, do you think it's favoring mouse pilots, or do you think it's just an opportunity for track IR or some secondary control system to become better?
Because when you're with a joystick, you just can't look down and flip.
Yeah, you can't really use joysticks to look down when you're piloting a craft, so that does make an interesting point.
It does. I mean, I tend to think that really, really good profile makers out there, like someone like a Solarfly, can maybe come up with some sort of clever way to make it not as difficult as a dual stick pilot to be able to sort of manipulate that, use your MFDs and whatnot. But that does remain to be seen, with the actual final implementation of it, right? I know that Solarfly's Warthog profile has always been great for me when I used to use it. So I don't know, maybe people can build the right profiles to manipulate it good, or maybe not. It depends on the implementation that CIG gives us, really.
I think it'd be cool if your joystick has a hat system to be able to use that, like as a control option for that. There's ways to mitigate it with certain joysticks that I can think of. Even though I'm not a joystick user, I'm pretty familiar with most of them. I honestly, if I was a joystick user, I don't know why I would not use track IR. If I'm going to go to that depth, the track IR is so significant an advantage while you're using that system because you don't have the mouse free look. I just would. I mean, it just makes sense to me that way. But yeah, with mouse and stuff, I have the options. There's also, I believe, a head tracking system that's totally webcam based. So if you're not a streamer or using that anything, you can totally use that, which I would recommend looking into in addition to track IR, because track IR is still entirely cable based, which in my opinion is the only thing that inhibits me from using it on a regular basis. It's too many wires for me. I just don't like having tons of wires where I got the headset coming off and all that stuff. So yeah, I could see
Wait,
both
what do you mean
elements.
track IR cable based? Not the headpiece part.
When I use it, it is because I don't use the hat clip. I use the head part, and it locks in USB, and that USB then goes to the mount on the monitor, and that goes all the way back to the system.
Oh shit! What the clip that goes
Yeah,
in your
yeah.
headphones?
Because it's more
It's-
accurate.
Oh, that's plugged in.
That's plugged in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So unless
I
you're
didn't
if
know
you wear
that.
the ball
I have
cap,
it and I haven't used it.
yeah, if you use the ball cap one, it's not right. So, but it's
Okay.
more accurate on the other one. So I was told. So I tried the full rig setup, and it was like wire coming down all the way back, and then I have a 25-foot extension cable going back to the. I was like, yeah, that's a little.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It begins to get annoying, huh?
Yeah, I already have enough wires with the headset and everything. I don't need more.
Yeah.
So with me, but yeah, that's the thing there. But otherwise, I thought it was really cool inside to be able to look straight up. You could do the whole Top Gun thing, roll over and like be panning over the top of space station, look through the top of your canopy and see it rolling by. It's really neat. It's a really neat setup.
Yeah, it is. It is.
You know, and they showed it, and we didn't have that clip either, but they showed the pilot sitting in the ship, and when the ship's moving, they showed this again.
Yeah, they showed the G-force reaction metrics with the pilots in there because it's like they made it look better. So it's no longer like right now when you fly a ship, you have the joystick and you move it like this, and you can see the pilot moving it. But now in the new edition, you'll see them actually reacting to like if they're trying to resist the G-forces going around, and it's pretty good looking.
But see, once they get the all the track R stuff in there, when you're looking down and you're looking up, your head should be doing that too.
That's true.
With the animation. So.
Yeah, it probably will. If you look at Free Look now, I've tested it. You look at our players in
it
Free Look,
should.
and you look to the right or left with your head only, you see it in game. It is real time. So I would think I probably
No, it
look
should
like
work.
I'm having a seizure whenever I'm using track IR. Going, oh, look at this guy! This is so good. It's like,
Where are they? Where are they?
it's like I don't know if I get around that guy, honey. He looks a little dangerous.
Yeah, it reminds me of when I streamed Star Trek Bridge Crew the other day.
Yeah.
And all my viewers said, "Holy shit! Like, what are you doing?" Because from their perspective, the screen is just jumping this way. This
Well,
way,
yeah,
this
because
way.
because
But
I'm
for
there.
me, it's normal. Like I'm looking there and then here and then there. And
It's all
just-
jumpy to
normal,
them
right? Yeah.
because they have it's not in their body with the shock absorbing system that you have.
Yeah,
What?
exactly.
Yeah, because
And I'm
your
like,
eyes,
to me, nah, it's cool.
Yeah, your eyes mitigate all that,
they
right?
skip. Yeah, they
Yeah.
skip.
Yeah.
So, because it makes everything look.
You're
smooth to
providing
you,
them
but
full
somebody
motion
else-
blur, sir. That's what
Yeah.
you were doing. You were making it
Exactly.
motion blur for
head
them.
bob and motion blur.
Nice.
Yeah,
Let's see
exactly.
here. Oh yeah, here's one from somebody named Chris Roberts who put their name as Chris Roberts in chat. It says, just make sure you boys have a stockpiled your tissues. Don't want any accidents when 3.0 drops. Prepare yourselves. So,
I
Chris,
know who
we're
posted
good to
that
go,
one.
brother. We're good to
Thank
go.
you,
We'll
Chris
be all right. I've bought stock in tissues,
Mhm.
but maybe not for
We'll
the
see.
same reasons. So, next question from Veclor. Do you think CIG will announce Delta Patcher for 3.0 before 3.0 goes live? And what do you think the perfect download size will be? Or what do I predict the download size will be? For the patcher itself or for patches afterwards? Because patches afterwards, you have no fucking clue.
They'll be small afterwards.
Well, they're going to be smaller than 32 gigs. That's, but it's going to be whatever size the patch is because the patch will only have to be
Between
the
1
new
and 10
content.
gigs. Boom. There.
I mean, and to be fair, 1 or 2 gigs would be a huge amount of content. Most games,
Sorry, 1 to 10.
I was going to say, when you get a patch, like even for PUBG or something, it's like 500 meg. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you're not going to sit there for 32 gigs anymore. If you have in between the 1 and 10 gigs, you're getting some major shit that's coming in. And that's the great thing about an incremental patch system. So
Just depends on like if they're adding new, stations, planets,
Yeah.
ships.
do you
this,
guys think
that,
we'll
et
see it
cetera.
before 3.0 goes live?
the patcher? No.
Not
Yeah.
even close. Not even for 3.0.
I am still holding out for hopefully patcher before Gamescom.
They're doing it internally now, so I'm sure it's fairly smooth.
They've been working on the
Oh.
female model internally for quite a while too. But
Yeah, but that's when I think they're dropping everything at 3.0. So
Yeah.
I think that it's going to come out with 3.0 because
Personally,
they're going
I
to be.
thought
I was just going to add they're going to be wanting to be pushing out a bunch of hot fixes really quick when 3.0 drops, and they don't want it to be big, huge re-client patches every one. So it's going to definitely be 3.0.
I just don't think it is. I think it's going to be a 3.1, 3.2 thing.
Yeah.
I just don't think it's ready yet. It is a pretty complex piece of software. So I just don't think it's going to be ready for 3.0. I mean, hey, who knows? Maybe, a couple more weeks delays added on to 3.0. My beard gets a little bit longer. We get a fucking Delta patcher. But I mean, hey, who am I to say? So
you need a bigger comb.
I'm thinking we're going to see, again, I'm hoping for by Gamescom to see the patcher in, and then probably we'll see something like 3.1 hopefully by anniversary sale. That's my hope. I don't know if that's the way it'll go down, but that's my hope. And then I think after that you'll see iterations actually that mean something other than fixes. You'll see a lot quicker iterations.
Yeah.
So.
I don't think it's going to be such a huge gap between 3.0 and then 3.1 and 3.2 and getting things like the Delta patcher. But I think it's that huge push just to get 3.0 out, right? Like we didn't have much time between 2.1, 2.2, 2.3, etc. I don't think that we're going to have much time between 3.1, 3.2, and so on and so forth. More than we did between the 2.x incremental patches, but not a crazy amount of time.
Yeah.
So,
Nez, your questions are coming in quick. We only got 5 questions left, so I'm not going to wait 20 minutes to ask your questions. Do you think there will be different size tractor beams, and would you be able to use them planet side? That's interesting.
Absolutely. I'm going to jump on this right away because you're going to have the small ships with the tractor beams that'll be able to get small cargo. You're going to have the big ships like the Caterpillar and stuff. They're going to be able to get a lot bigger cargo. And the hulls, of course. The bigger hulls are going to be able to get big stuff. They're going to need the same tractor beams on the planets, loading and unloading. So, yes, that's my opinion. No one else going to chime in on that? So.
I agree. I mean, I think that we're going to see it. I mean, you got to remember the first time we saw the tractor beam on the Caterpillar, when they were iterating on that, it was loading the Caterpillar on ground. So I'm assuming, unless they deviated way away from that we're going to have some sort of, tractor beams on the planetary surfaces. Maybe not for what the intention, what people think. I don't think you're going to grapple spaceships like a boot, like booting their car to the ground, but maybe to move stuff around, I think that might be cool. Although I think it would be cooler to leave them just for space, personally. I think it'd be better to have those airlifts, the sleds they had, and you see AI moving around, just leave the tractor beams for space. But I think the sleds. Yeah, but I think they are going to use them on the ground. I think they already have that plans from what I've seen, and I think that's the way they go.
Yeah. Who knows? We'll see.
Yeah. Next question is, what guesstimation for 3.0 release? If you're saying too soon TM, we cannot be friends. This is Nez asking.
What did he say?
He wants to know when we think 3.0 will actually be released.
In July. Done. Thank you.
I think you might see Evocati right before July. Live, no way.
Oh, fuck now.
Yeah, there's no way. I mean, you're going to have at least a week or two of Evocati and then tack on a week or two of us and then go from there. But, yeah. That's the way that's going to go down, 100%. Okay, a couple questions from chat, since guys just will not use the forum system. Let's see. Airstrike wants... Hey, I got to talk to you, Airstrike, anyway. My question is, will Texas make sure Mitauchi's first Citizen Con is super special? Okay, that's not a real question, but I don't know. We'll get a warm hug or something. We'll figure that out.
Beer. Germany. Beer.
Beer in Germany would be amazing.
Come
on.
Lots of beer.
Let's see. And then one more from chat says, MuteMan01 says, does Mitauchi have an Amazon affiliate link? I was going to buy some tissue. Yes, I do, actually. So go get some tissue and stock it up. You can go to my website at Mitauchi.com and you can hook it up right through there. So knock yourself out. I'll go put it on the I'll put it on my wish list, Mitauchi tissues.
Oh, yeah.
And you can get that. All right. Next question from in here. Do you think it will see interesting bolts for crossbow like explosive incendiary, beacon flare, tripwire, bola, electrified proximity mine, delayed blast smoke, ricochet, and flashbang, etc.?
What? Hang on. What?
For the crossbow.
Yeah. Bows, bolts. I'm sorry. This is ammo.
Yeah,
essentially,
ammo
bolts
types. He
for the
wants to
crossbow.
know if they're going to go full Rambo with the accessory of bolts.
Yes, 100%. Fully customizable crossbow bolts from Shroud of the Avatar. Done.
There you go. Okay.
Confirmed.
I'll go with that.
Confirmed.
Next question for all three. In which order would you rank yourselves for notoriety, personal achievement, entertainments, and showmanship in Star Citizen? In Star Citizen after launch. So we're going to predict what we're going to be after launch and how we would rank.
Yeah, but you didn't include derpiness in that.
Yeah,
I'm just going to say, I don't care about the other stats. Number one right here, derpiness. Done. I got it. It's mine.
The only one I care about all that stuff is I hope I'm entertaining. I really don't care about notoriety or personal achievement. Personal achievement, I'm already there, baby. Omit tissues. Thanks, Toy. Thanks, he labeled the box for me and everything special. I'll pick him up when I come down there for TwitchCon. Mitt tissues. You better have my fucking cozy too. From last
I
Citizen
still
Con.
got it somewhere buried.
Yeah, you
over.
better find that. Was it pink cozy or something like that for the beer cooler?
Oh, this one here. Let me
Yeah.
see. I got this one.
He's got the ones that Sniffle Wizard made. I was like, oh
man, I
yeah.
love these things.
Oh, yeah.
Look it up. No, I honestly, personal achievement to be able to do this full-time job, I've already accomplished that. So I'm happy with that, and hopefully I'm just entertaining. You guys have a good time. I don't know what do you guys want to answer that question or not? I know.
Like I said, my only answer was if there's a category for derpiness.
There you
I
go.
will say I take the
And I know Toy
I'll
wants
get
to be
the
king of the
category.
world, so notoriety wants to be number one. So everybody should know the worst
Okay.
mod in the
Okay.
world.
Okay.
I don't know. I think I tie for entertainment and showmanships, don't you?
Oh shit! Here we go. All right, next question.
Next question.
I need a diva hat, you know.
Yeah, he does. Inca says, at what price do you think the 600i will go for?
600. No.
I-
450.
I don't honestly
ship,
feel
right?
comfortable enough that I know enough about the ship to put a price on it. If it's a medium ship and it's a newer flashy model because it's 600i, I would personally say it'd have to go between the price of a Carrack and the price of a Connie.
What was the Eclipse again? That's medium ship too, right?
No, that's like the stealth bomber thing.
Yeah, but it's a medium.
What's the Carrack?
The Carrack I would
What is the
consider
Carrack price?
like I think it's a larger ship. It's not a capital.
No. What's the price though?
The Carrack is like what? It's like 350 or 400 somewhere in there.
350 is what Phantom says.
Yeah, I
I'm
mean
gonna
that's
go to
that's before they
375.
raise it.
I'm gonna go to 375.
I think that's a fair
No,
price.
no, fuck that. 450. I stand at that. I
Okay.
stand at 450.
I think it's going to be like a 275, 325 ship. I think it's going to be right in the middle.
My
If
wallet
it's
hopes so.
if it's the size of like a Connie, if it's smaller than a Connie, it's going to be a lot less than that.
My wallet hopes you're right, Mitauchi.
I know. I hate the 300 series, so I'm not really. If it looks anything like 300 series, I won't be buying it anyway.
You don't like the look of it, or did you
The
just
300 series, no, I don't like the style. I got so tired in the Auroras and Mustangs of, hey, I'm going to walk in my spaceship and crouch down. It's like I'm not a fan of that type of setup on it.
Needs a rework.
It looks
Yeah.
cool for a racing ship, but I'm not a big fan of like anything the 300 series myself. It's like,
Fair enough.
but I don't like racing ships that much. Toy, got a guesstimate on price? What'd you say?
No, I have no guess at all.
Yeah,
'Cause
I don't.
Their ship prices are all over the place.
Yeah, I would have never thought the Eclipse would come out and been 275 for, credit and 250 for war. But I have no idea anymore where they're going with stuff. All right, next question is we got two
I am
more.
going to be.
And that's it.
I'm just going to interrupt you real quick.
Okay.
I'm going to be really pissed if their next ground vehicle costs more than $150. Since the Rover was only 50, right? So I'm going to be pissed if they just said, you know what, we're just going to raise the price on everything we come out with from now on, and it's like stupid.
They are. They are going to raise the price on every single thing that comes out from now on. I mean, they're raising the price on the stuff that's already out. They've already said that they would increase the price as we get closer to beta and launch. It's just
well, I'm gonna throw a fit if the stupid Rover is more than 50, more than 60. Okay,
don't worry, it's gonna be
$250.
$250 and have spinners on it. It's gonna be an amazing Rover.
I'm gonna
The Rovers better be cheap, man. They need to be cheap. Because,
they do.
Holy shit, the ships are so expensive. Just give me a cheap one. For the love of God, dude.
Yeah, and they didn't have LTI on them anyways, and I don't think they plan on having any ground vehicles with LTI.
And they haven't resold them since the first iteration. We've been watching. They haven't resold the Rover except for that first time when they came out and said, "Okay, we're selling them for $50." They missed the anniversary sale. They didn't do any of the other stuff with the Rover. Rover's not been back released at all.
So they'll sell them 3.0.
They should be selling them right now. I don't know why they're not. Take my money.
I agree.
So, how long do you think people can have people specializing? Okay, we're over there. How long do you think until we can have people specialize in being really good at power distribution as a career in Star Citizen? I don't know that power distribution is a career. It's a skill. I don't see it being a career. That's like saying, loading my gun as a career. I think you can be good at it, but I don't think that would basically make up an entire occupation.
Yeah, but on a big ship like an Idris,
then you'd be an engineer.
Polaris,
you wouldn't be a power distributor.
Yeah, but you wouldn't be sitting at that one. You're going to want someone sitting at that one panel all the time on a big ship.
Still be. It seems like a very limited scope occupation.
Maybe.
But how many times is that one Idris or those Idri going to be taking flight, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like that's a bigger scale operation. Okay, so what about the 5 of 7 days a week that the Idris isn't flying? What are you doing?
You say that, but Mitt always talks about, what were those ships you were talking about, Neve, that were so stupid expensive and now everybody's got one?
Titans.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you say that, and then I think Titans. I think the universe is going to be full of Idrises.
We didn't fly Titan every day. We didn't.
No, we bought extra accounts to fly Titans. We'd have a Titan pilot sit in there when you had to have them in it.
But
and what did that Titan pilot do though? He sat in the fucking Titan, logged off.
Yeah. For weeks at a time, sometimes depending.
99.9% of the time, except for that one moment when the ping came out, right?
Yeah, that's it.
And, yeah, I mean, you're gonna have to find other things to do.
I think what you're gonna deal with that is you're gonna need many skills inside the game, and I think you could be the best damn power distributor there is. But I think it's gonna play a lot more like Bridge Crew does from Star Trek, right? Where the engineer doesn't just move power around; he also has other roles he does from that station. I mean, he's gonna have additional duties to do, and it just makes more sense that way. Given if it's a big enough ship, you might want to have one person, hey, right now that's your job. But when you're not in the fight and all that stuff, it's like, oh, let me piddle 70% power of those engines for you. And I'd just get irritating. It's like, shut the fuck up. Just leave it at 50 and we'll go over and patch something or something, Mm-hmm. So I know if I'm hiring, when I was a project manager or whatever, I could hire the best goddamn telecom cable puller in the business, but if that's his only job, when there ain't no cable to pull, I'm laying his ass off because he's got to have more than one skill. That's just the way it is, Yep.
It's kind of funny because I know an org that I used to be a part of that was literally trying to recruit people to be like a flight deck crew.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, so you're in a big battle and you're flight decking an Idris. So in other words, basically what you're saying is you are asking other human beings to sit there to wave off 3 ships or whatever to fly out of your Idris and then sit there for the remainder of the battle. Maybe one comes in to get some repairs or something. I was like, people, that's not a job. Like, no one's gonna do that. It's boring as fuck.
Yeah.
It's like you get an NPC to do that, and you have a human pilot the ship that you just flew off.
Or maybe a special op where you would get 3 guys to do it for that one instance, but not all the time. It's just not going to happen. So
unrealistic.
And if you are the guy who does that, I pity your gameplay. And if that's what you love, great, that's awesome. But I couldn't do it. You're a bolder person.
5 minutes of action and then literally hours of
that's the same way though. Texas, I always question the people who maintain passes for large empires, and that's all they did. It was like, my God, they wake up, refuel, restrawn everything every fucking day, and then they'd log off and go to bed.
Why? Just why?
Because nobody else will.
This is wrong.
That's why. It's like the janitor who unclogs the toilets at a high school. Yeah, nobody else would do it. So.
Wow, did you see what Race just said in chat?
Holy crap, we're going to do 3?
It's a crazy night tonight, man.
Oh, man. We're going to do 3 $25 gift cards now. Thank you, Thrace. Appreciate that donation, brother. Hopefully we'll run into Thrace when we go out to TwitchCon as well, since he is a resident out there in Cali. So that'd be cute. That'd be cute.
Yeah, and anybody, please don't click that link in chat. So it's a bad link, so I banned them.
Yeah. Never click links in chat unless directed by a mod. Just always bad thing. We don't need that jazz.
All these people with Turbo lately are doing this.
Well, it's because I guess somehow I think they're getting free trials of Turbo somehow and all this stuff, so they're having bots do it and everything else. And we went through this about 6 months ago with Turbo when they first came out with the new Prime metrics, and it did the same thing in all our chats. Once we got up over 100 viewers or more, it went stupid with, like, every night we were dealing with this. All the different streamers were. And now it's coming back around again. So
okay, yeah, I was going to say, I saw it the other day, and I was like, they're a Turbo user. So, okay, free trial. Got it.
Yeah, look at Gecko. I wasn't even tempted till Toy said something. I'm like, Gecko, you can click the shit out of that if you really want to. But nobody else.
Yeah.
Just you. You'll have a special package.
People, but I ain't gonna troll you that way. So.
Yeah, we don't want to run people's computers in their days. That's gonna be bad. All right, so let's see. We just got a couple more here.
Shit, I get a virus on my computer now.
Oh no, it's all over.
Oh.
Do you think that they will release 3.2 before Christmas?
No. Maybe.
Toy?
3.0 before Christmas?
3.2.
2.
Oh, 3.2? No.
Yeah, I'd vote no. It's taking us, we're at the 6th, almost 7th month before we get the first build. No. No 3.2 before Christmas. 3.2 spring, maybe? Yeah. Late winter next year? Maybe. I'm hopeful to get a solid build of 3.1 out this year. 3.2, I highly doubt it. It really depends on what they decide the final scope of 2 is. If they just say we're going to add in this, and that's it. But if they try to make it as robust a build as what they're looking for 3.0 and 3.1 to build it, I say no. It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, honestly, like, if you think about it...
They haven't put out a build in 6 months.
Yeah, I know. But, I mean, you know, the way I see it, if you put out a 3.0, let's call it...
In July.
And that's probably...
And you got 5 months left in the year.
For non-major, so not minor, but you know, not a 3.0 to 4.0, right? Yeah. But a 3.0 to 3.1.
Yeah.
Over 5 months, I see it being possible. I do. I see it being possible to the point where I'm not just going to say no, but I'm also not going to say absolutely.
I'm going to say ask me again when the 3.1 schedule's out. then we'll go from there.
Fair enough.
What they're going to do is what they do in every single patch. They're going to get parts of 3.2 done and stuff it in the 3.1.
Yeah.
So that's exactly what
Yeah,
they're going to do.
Mute Man, Turbo is what was around before there was Prime. In areas where Prime is not available for Amazon Prime or Twitch Prime, they still buy and use Turbo, and that's the elevated subscription for Twitch.
Yep.
That's what it is.
But Turbo has its one still major benefit over Prime in that as a streamer on Twitch, it will save your VODs for what, 60 days versus the standard 30 or something, whatever it is, I think.
Yeah, you get that with Prime too now.
Yeah. Oh, do you?
Yeah. I made the switch the same thing.
Didn't know this. All right, well,
Yep.
I need to stop paying for my Turbo then.
Yeah, it's the same thing. You get, actually, I think that mine went farther than 60 days now. I'd have to look it up again.
All right, well,
I
get
do
you a Turbo.
believe.
Wow.
Yeah, they offer all the same benefits. It's just some people don't have Prime available in their area because Amazon Prime's not available there. And even some places where there is Prime available, they cannot get Twitch Prime, I found out. I didn't know that. I thought everywhere where you had Amazon Prime, you could get Twitch Prime, but that is not the case.
Got it. Nope. Unfortunately not.
Yeah, unfortunately not. But
Well, we'll
soon
be back.
Amazon will conquer the earth, and our god Amazon will come through, and we will have Twitch everywhere in every corner, and it'll be beautiful.
Very true.
Nidaeus Maximus asks the last question of the evening before the grand drawing festivities. And he says, since item 2.0 has been a major hang-up for hangars, being as large as they were, do you see them being back to normal next patch? Normal equal multiple rooms. Also, are they planning on having apartments in hangar area and cargo storage? As far as I know, to reverse this question a little bit, I do not know of any plans they have to have your apartments in or around your hangars, ever. Not to my knowledge. I have heard that the cargo storage would logically be at your hangar or could be in different areas. But again, a lot of that they're planning on you interfacing with through your Mobi glass remotely. I mean, you don't need to be in your hangar physically seeing it like that. As far as the hangars getting back to the regular size, I have heard, and I don't know for sure where it was located, but I have heard that they do have tech to get back to multiple rooms and all that stuff. Although I think they're toying with multiple directions on that, whether they want to do the old big hangars or what they want to do with that. Because right now they just rotate the ships on the pads, right? Inside your hangar. That's why you don't have these huge scaling things.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, with the item container systems and all the other stuff, I don't know if they have a definitive answer. I think that I'd have to look it up for sure, because I remember Matt Sherman saying something about the hangar expansion thing. But the other ones, I'm pretty sure that you're not going to have the apartments there. And the cargo storage is more virtual, I think, than physical. See a pile of boxes or anything. So
I think I know one thing for sure, and that's they don't give a shit about hangars right now and all that stuff.
Yeah.
That's like
very unimportant to them.
Out that way, left field of the baseball stadium that's literally in another state.
Correct.
Well, that was another Wednesday question, actually, I think, recently.
Yeah.
The hangars, and the hangars is using all the old components, and it's basically like the Arena Commander is right now. It's just it's not tied into the universe at all. It's its own little module thing that's all on the old code stuff. That's not anything new. So yes, they'll get around to it, but it's like you said, it's very low on priority stuff.
Yep.
So.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
They'll have hangars. They'll have multiple rooms. They'll give you perhaps some sort of apartment thing. I don't think the two are related really whatsoever.
Not that I know of.
But just not today, not tomorrow, and not next year. So, well, probably next year, but still.
Yeah.
It's far out. Like, yeah. Give me a planet.
Yep. Absolutely. All right, guys. Well, that's all our questions. Hi, Eden Star. How you doing, by the way? Yep, Nez, sorry we couldn't wait. We had to ask your questions. They're the next ones in line, so we went for it. Let's see here. So we're going to do some riffle raffles and draw them down for you guys. $25 gift cards. Remember, you do have to be a follower of Texas Skulls in order to get any of these awesome gift cards. So if you haven't gone over and followed him yet, be sure to click on his Twitch, give him a follow, and at that, you know, it doesn't hurt to follow him on Twitter as well. It doesn't hurt. It's not going to hurt your odds one bit. So I would definitely recommend that as well. We will do some stuff.
Finally, I got.
Yeah,
one of these days, I'm going to get.
You pointed him at the right direction.
Yeah, initially.
Something like that. All right, let's go ahead and get this thing drawn. We got 3 $25 gift cards to do. We are going to do them consecutively. So prepare yourself for awesomeness from the winners. Guys, again, thank you for watching. We are not going to require a claim word, although if you are not a sub, or you will have to respond in chat. Obviously, to win this, you do have to be present to win if you're not a sub. And even if you are a sub, you still got to follow Texas. If you're not following Texas, then we'll keep re-rolling until we get people that are both present to win and following Texas. That's just the way it is. So, yeah. So we're not going to do claim words because of the way we're doing it tonight. Okay? All right. Let me get over here.
Good luck, everybody.
Good luck to everybody. And you're just going to watch in chat because that's just how it works out. We're going to seal it down. And we have a total of 107 viewers entered, which is interesting because we have over 134 people in here. So 34 people just realized they didn't enter.
I see 141 on the list, my list. So.
Really?
Yep.
It says on the top that. Did it say in chat 141?
It said 107 in chat.
Yeah.
Let me look at my chat list. I see 157 viewers in my chat list.
141 from Eden, 157. Oh, Twitch, you're an evil mistress, but I love you so. Let's go ahead and start drawing them down. First winner of the night, $25 gift card coming up, guys. Prepare yourself for glory. And the winner is Bear Owl. Bear Owl.
Nice.
Do we know if Bear Owl is following Texas?
Oh, I'll check for you right now.
All right.
You know what? That's what I need to hire you to do, Texas.
What's that?
Do your mod work for you, Toy? Is that what it was?
I need a
yes. Okay. Of course.
mod bot. Please program me a mod bot.
Yes,
a mod bot. I thought we'd just get a cardboard cutout toy and have him sit there and not do shit, and then we'd know it'd be about the same amount of work that happens whenever he's modding. You're much better for talk show prep than you are modding, Toy.
Oh. I'm not so good at the talk show prep either, so.
Hey, you help out a lot with that. I give credit where credit's due. I troll you wherever you need it trolled. All right, so the first one is Yusa. We'll go ahead and send you a quick message. Ignore the fact it says $25, Bear Owl. You know what to do. So send me the information we need back. And we're going to draw our next one, guys.
Did we confirm? He was following Texas,
I think so. Didn't you say he was? Or are you still looking
at it? I'm looking right now. So what was it? Where?
Bear_owl.
Yes, he is.
All right. Well, you're
he
good.
In fact is. Since December 17th, Mr. Bear Owl.
Awesome, man. Awesome.
Nice. Right. Almost a...
Let's do the next one here.
Since like the beginning.
The beginning.
Ow.
Down for real. Next one is Ronin 4K.
Wow.
Now, Ronin has never won shit in my channel, so I sure hope Ronin's following you because he's never won anything ever.
Yeah. He's not.
Ronin 4K is not?
Wow.
Hang on.
He's scrambling right now. He's running over there.
I know, right?
Followed you
he's
now.
No!
That it's too late.
Yeah. Well, Ronin's actually currently offline, asleep. But I let them do it if they're subs, as long as they're still following you.
Oh, Ronin.
If he's not, we're re-rolling.
Ronin. I don't think he is, man.
Uh-oh.
I could be wrong, but oh my god. But I've literally played Battlegrounds with him
I'm sure he probably is. Isn't there a command where we can look that up? Asian Glow knew how to do all that shit. I don't know how to do that stuff.
Hire Asian. Maybe we'll get Mod Appreciation Days again if she came back.
No. I'm literally I'm in Deepbot and my own bot.
Really?
Both. Can confirm. Not.
All right. Re-rolling.
Wow.
How about Juicebox Hero? He's a Juicebox Hero.
I love it. He's hey, I'm gonna have to fucking copy this one. I don't want to type this. All right, here we go. Let's see. He's a Jukebox Hero. Confirmed. Since
All
March
right.
9th, 2017.
Nice. So send him a message as well.
Yeah. See, this works over here. Oh, you. Oh, Ronan. Poor guy. So sorry, man.
All right. Juicebox, you'll be getting a message here shortly. Just reply to that with appropriate information.
Hero.
And then the final one for this.
Oh, wait.
What?
Where do you see that Nexus?
Uh-oh.
Hero Nexus. Hang on.
I think Nexus is just his buddy as opposed to.
No. Nexus is my head mod. You wouldn't.
Okay.
You wouldn't
Okay.
bullshit. Where? Yeah. Where do you see?
All right.
this?
Well, if that's the case, then I won't pull another one, and then he'll get the third one so that we don't fuck everybody up.
I don't know where you see this from, but okay. Fair enough. I would trust Nexus because
All right.
I don't know how to work Twitch. Literally.
That's why I always tell
Only
people on my
Nexus?
channel, it's like I always tell people, don't get banned on my channel because I don't know how to fucking ban you. So you'll just be screwed forever.
Yeah.
It's all done, brother.
I don't even know how to time people. I don't know how to untime people out.
Oh,
on my own
wow.
channel. I'm such a jerk. All right, well, Imperial Nexus says Ronan has been, so.
Okay, so Ronan was our third
I
then.
would
So
trust him.
our grand total of people for the 3 cards were Bear Owl, Juicebox, and Mr. Ronan 4K. You are all our winners on that. So congratulations. Eden starts, I've accidentally banned a bunch of people. She just went through one night drunk, drinking some wine, probably went, just like fucking ban lists. It's like crazy sauce. So congratulations, guys. Thank you so much. That's really awesome. Additionally, we are going to be on tomorrow. Don't forget, we are going to be giving away a Prospector
Ooh.
tomorrow with 4 years insurance. So that will be happening. Here's some beautiful Brobucks for y'all. So don't forget to follow me on Twitter and do all that stuff too, because that will be awesomeness and we'll be doing that. If you haven't by now followed Texas Skulls, I don't know what the hell you're doing. So please do it and make sure, because even if you missed out on the giveaway, you definitely need to watch this man. He does some awesome strumming. And obviously, if you're into dongs, and I know Toy is, be sure to watch him play Conan whenever you possibly can. Because the dog slider is real over there.
Oh, man.
So,
Toy.
I'm gonna
Toy.
stream tomorrow just for you.
Yeah, just do it. Say King of the
Take some
Dongs. There it
going.
is.
Yeah.
There it is. So, guys, we'll be doing all that and more. We're gonna call it a wrap for tonight. Let's do a big channel raid on somebody real quick. I've never done a group SpaceBro raid. That'd be interesting. We could do that.
Is there anybody on this late at night?
Oh, there's always somebody on.
Of course.
And we're going to go hit... we're actually going to go hit up Mr. Astropub, because we haven't rated him in a while.
Who?
Astropub.
Never heard of him.
Never heard of him? He's really awesome guy.
Yeah.
He, I think he milks cows or something. There's something with beverages. I don't know what it is.
He's
I
like
used to know some guy a long time ago that did some kind of bar.
I know a
thing.
Berserker, but I don't know this Astropub guy. I don't know who that is.
I think he's really into like healthy smoothies or something.
Yeah,
That's
so,
what he does.
that's
He,
it.
like,
He's a
works at Jamba
nutritionist.
Juice.
He's a
He works at
nutritionist.
Jamba Juice.
Yeah, that's
right?
it.
Yeah,
That's it, guys. So get all your stuff out. Get your awesome emotes ready, and let's go hit him up real quick, guys. And we love your face. Thank you so much for being here tonight. We all appreciate it, and we will see you later on, brothers. Take it easy. Peace out. Go blow up his chat really bad. Super SpaceBro raid injected. And we'll see the rest of you next week at 10 p.m. CST on Friday for more awesomeness. Yada, yada, yada. Goodbye. See you later. Peace out. Get out of here.
Night.
Go raid Paul!
Yo, yo, yo. Yo, yo.